Welcome, everyone, to Omaha, Nebraska. And all signs pointed to the 2023 Men's College World Series as being one of the greatest ever. It has not only met those expectations, it has exceeded them. And now you need to win two to be crowned a champion.
Hey, you guys got enough energy for two more?
College baseball's best have come to Omaha for nearly 75 years, but never has O-Town seen an OMG series like this year. The survivors of this battle royal are two hardball titans. LSU owns 6 championships, but none since 2009. Their last title shot was ended 6 years ago by Florida.
And the Gators get their first College World Series championship.
The Gators crawled here the hard way, winning not 1, not 2, but 3 one-run contests here in Omaha.
Robertson's back and makes the catch! Florida's headed to the final!
2 teams teaming with All-Americans and future All-Stars.
That ball is smoked! It's over!
Legends and legacies, dynasties and drama. So much drama.
Tommy Tanks walks it off!
What else could we want? And where else would we want to be? Because if this June in this town has taught us anything, it's that we have no idea what will happen next. Welcome to the 2023 Men's College World Series Finals. Play ball, y'all.
The 2023 Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. And in 2017, it was India and Singer and Faedo and Lang and Diekman and Robertson. One-run games have dominated this World Series. LSU, after their first since '09, their 7th overall national title. And yes, we were just reminded it was Florida who knocked the Tigers out in 2017. Those 3 and many more will soon be making an impact on the Major League Baseball level. We have dominant pitching, we have great glove work, we have outstanding hitting. And the wind is blowing out, which makes for all sorts of potential for this Game 1 between LSU and Florida. Gators come in having won 8 in a row as we welcome you alongside Chris Burke, Kyle Peterson, Chris Budden in just a moment. We knew it was going to be exciting. We didn't know it was going to be this good. What do you guys make of what we have seen so far in the World Series?
I mean, the stars are here. And the stars don't always, I mean, just because you have the stars here doesn't mean you're going to get the games that we've got. But I think the other thing that's been a little bit surprising, and some of it is wind condition, you know, home run's a story all year. Home runs haven't really been as much of the story, take Tommy White's swing out of it, as maybe I think we thought we would this year. But, Berkey, we got a lot of really good players, man.
Yeah, and the pitching's been dominant, right? Yeah. Highlighted by Paul Skeens.
No doubt about it. And there is no Skeens, which might help Florida, obviously. Let's talk about the Gators. You know about their number 1, their number 2. They got 2 guys that are going to be impacting Major League level real soon as well.
Yeah, real quick. I mean, when you look at how Florida got here, it's an interesting road, right? I mean, they win 3 one-run games. They've only made 1 error in the 3 games that they've been here. Luke Heyman, Josh Rivera has been outstanding, probably outshined the 2 guys that we'll talk about in a minute. Berkey, you talk about their starting pitching. They've only made 1 error in 3 games and they've hit 7 home runs. Those 7 home runs are most of any team. Here's the 2 that you talked about. Jack Caglione, left-hander, leads the country in home runs at 31. If we go to a Game 3, we'll probably see him on the mound. And Wyatt Langford is as complete a hitter as we've seen in the entire country. No surprise that the Gators are still standing.
Not a surprise we're seeing an SEC team here, let alone 2 of them, 5th time that's happened. 14 of the last 15 times we've been here, an SEC team has been in the finals. It's been a little bit of a drought. I mean, the expectations of the New York Yankees are the same as LSU. They haven't either one won it since '09.
No, and Paul Skeens has done everything he could to get them here. He has been a legend. They've won 3 straight elimination games, only allowed 2 runs. Of course, that's been highlighted by a bullpen that has literally been flawless. That man, Riley Cooper, has been incredible. They have 6 titles. They are seeking their 7th. They got a little revenge on their mind with Florida, and it's those 2 guys. The other night, Dylan Cruz leads off with a base hit. Tommy White with maybe the 2nd biggest home run in LSU history behind Warren Morris, the stuff of legends from Tommy Tanks.
Without question. We still have more legends to be created, more memories to savor. It's about to unfold. Chris Budden joins us on the other side.
Bravo!
For buying a treadmill?
You use the Quicksilver card from Capital One. It's simple, with no annual fee and unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That makes you the hero of every purchase.
Yeah.
And heroes don't take the stairs.
Is this a parachute?
What's in your wallet?
When they ask you where you get your edge, be sure to let them know.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Z. The Lexus RX. Never lose your edge.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
So you can be all you can be.
This is Sadie. She's on Verizon, the network she can count on. And now she's got my plan, the game-changing new plan that lets her pick exactly what she wants and save on every perk. Sadie's getting her plan ready for a big trip. Travel Pass on. Nice iPhone. Cute couple. Trips don't last forever, neither does summer love. So, Sadie's moving on. Apple Music? Check. Introducing My Plan, the first and only unlimited plan to give you exactly what you want, so you only pay for what you need. Act now and get iPhone 14 Pro Max on us when you switch. It's your Verizon.
Another health insurance commercial, another aqua aerobics scene.
Yep, most health insurance companies see us all the same. Smiley seniors, golfing, hiking.
Don't forget antiquing.
That's why I chose Humana. They see me, not a stereotypical senior. I'm pre-diabetic, so I talked one-on-one with the Humana health educator who really helped me. Now I'm taking free cooking and meditation classes.
Not aqua aerobics.
Better care begins with listening. Humana, a more human way to health care.
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
1, 2, get loose now.
It takes two to make it. 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 It takes two to make it.
Stay 2 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card. Book now at bestwestern.com.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Wendy's Late Night. Grab a Baconator at Wendy's until midnight or later. Hours may vary. KB, expectations are one thing, living up to them is another.
They certainly are, Ravi. It's crazy. 2 years ago today, Jay Johnson accepted the job to be the head baseball coach at LSU. And now he has his team just 2 wins away from celebrating a national championship. Some might say that's a crazy short amount of time. Not for Johnson, though. He had 2023 circled, and he made sure to tell his team when they first met in the fall that this year was going to be something special.
When I accepted the job, I had my eye on 2023. Obviously, Dylan is a once-in-a-generation type player. I felt like we would have everything in that we would want from a teaching standpoint, a development standpoint, a culture standpoint. I'm not surprised we're here with this team. These guys are champions in my mind.
Since our first meeting, that's what we talked about, winning a national championship.
We all knew we had the talent. We knew it was a special group. So this is the best team, best chemistry, most fun I've had on a team. We're the best team in the country.
During the short bus ride over to the stadium today, Jay Johnson took a moment to enjoy the silence, to be grateful for this journey, because while this was always the vision, the fact that he's living it is pretty cool.
Do they actually need a bus ride to get over here? They're about 400 yards away, and they could have been carried by this LSU crowd that is here. As our batting order is brought to you by Capital One. Trey Morgan, you highlight him because he is terrific against fastballs, which he's likely to see a lot of.
Yeah, and he's been one of the most consistent hitters in this field. But a big-time matchup to watch for him is the success he's had against velocity with a right-hander on the mound, KP, that's up to 99, maybe 100.
Yeah, we could see 100 tonight from Brandon Sproat. It's an interesting combination because you don't see a lot of guys that throw 100 that have a big-time changeup. Brandon Sproat does. Now, he will work down, and when he does work down, that's when his fastball is the best. It's mid to upper 90s, but his changeup may be the best. Over the course of the season, against the changeup, the OPS is 265. Righties, lefties combine them. Sproat will go to it late, but that's definitely his best.
He's a redshirt junior, 6'3", 215, 8-3, 4.66 ERA on the season. There are shadows again. The biggest difference, The wind is blowing straight out to center field. Cruz, White, Morgan to lead it off. Swings at the first one, and that's going to go foul. And as you look at the stands, it's a purple haze out there. A decided advantage, though, as the head man for Florida said yesterday, none of them have a bat, none of them throw a pitch. Next pitch misses away, and that's 95 from Sproat. This guy's having one of those years. Over 400 batting average, 18 homers, 69 runs batted in. And he got one hit there, and he hit it right off his foot.
Well, that's where they're going to go with Cruz. That's the one place you can have some success is if you crowd him. That looked like maybe a changeup.
Yeah, I think it was.
In his hands, but good look at the flags there today, fellas. It's even though the shadows are terrible because of the sunshine that we have and the time of day, the ball will carry up in the air.
Reached safely in all 68 games this season. The 1-2 to get him. Yes, it did. And he's going to reach base again. 73 straight games if you go back to last season. And the leadoff man is aboard for LSU.
Well, this has been one thing that's bothered Sproat the entire year. That's the 17th guy that he's hit. Berkey was talking about it just a minute ago. He needs to throw the fastball in to both Dylan Cruz and Tommy White. The issue, if it gets away just a little bit, that's going to happen, and the Tigers have their leadoff man on.
Talk to me about Tommy White, a sophomore out of St. Pete Beach, Florida, with 100 RBI, and that gets a piece of the corner. How about this, Berkey? So White's batting average when Cruz is on base, you aware of this?
684.
684. Is that possible?
I trust the number.
Good pitch there from Sproat at 99. Came right on the fist of White. He had that walk-off home run that got him here.
There it is.
It's on the screen.
Has to be true. I will say, you talk about a challenge for an opposing pitcher against this LSU lineup, right? You start the game out with arguably the two most dangerous hitters in the country. You better be locked in. Oh.
Tommy White's got 3 home runs in the NCAA tournament. He's the first player with 100 RBIs in 23 years. Cruz not going, swing, and it is into the mitt. That's a strikeout for Brandon Sproat.
That's what he was trying to do with Cruz, is put it right here. You're not going to do anything with that. I don't really care who it is. I mean, 99 in, running off the plate, elevated just enough right there. That's the approach that they will try to take with both Cruz and White all night.
Trey Morgan's been involved in 2 of the more memorable plays in this World Series, thrown out at home and then throwing out a Wake Forest runner at home.
Oh, that's it!
Just inside at 97. He's had a very good NCAA tournament. You see his batting average during the season. In the tournament, he's up to 341 with a couple of homers and 4 doubles. And he can hit a fastball. And he rolls this one foul. Jack Cagliano's the first baseman. He picks up that ball. Okay, Curlin's at second. Josh Rivera's at short. Colby Halter is at third base. Tyler Shelnut in left. Wyatt Langford's in center. Ty Evans is in right. And BT Riopel is their catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike to Morgan with Cruz on first after getting hit by the pitch.
2-1. Ravi, we keep referencing Morgan's ability to hit velocity. How about 13 for 27 with 3 homers against 95 plus this year? So, and we know Sproat likes to throw that arm side fastball, and Morgan loves to go to the backside of the field. Good matchup here for the Tigers.
Morgan likes to let you know whether the pitch is a ball or a strike. He hits one with Cruz in motion. He'll be safe at second, but he got it in on him, and Curlin makes the play.
That's a heck of a pitch. Brandon Sproat showing us he's in control of the baseball right now because so far he's been able to get that fastball to both edges, KP.
Yeah, if he can go glove side, arm side's going to be easier for him. It's just an easier pitch to execute with the fastball. But if he can do that, now all 3, the approach has been fastball in, fastball in, fastball in.
The senior is Gavin Dugas. Cruz is in scoring position as LSU in the top of the first tries to break through.
Up.
Dugas is the old head in this locker room. He returned for a final season. He knew there were a bunch of superstars on this team, and yet he says it's the most unselfish group he's ever been around. 1 ball and a strike. Here's Jay Johnson. No head coach has ever won a title in their first 2 years. Paul Mainieri was in year 3 when he won it for LSU in 09. And there he is.
Coach Mainieri in the house today.
Like him.
Good to see him. Looking great.
He doesn't change. Great kind of calm persona.
That man could coach right there. He did it at a number of different stops.
Sproat ahead 1-2 to Dugas.
Oh!
Ooh, just down a little bit. Change up, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
3 sliders and a changeup so far.
How do you take
it?
I mean,
don't know.
look at this changeup. Strike, 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 ball. And Dugas slams on the break. Ryapel tries to present that one well. That's one heck of a take, especially with the shadows. I will say, if you're a pitcher and you make that pitch, you start to wonder, do they have my pitches? Like, that was such a perfectly executed changeup. That'll make you think a little bit. That's supposed to induce a swing.
Sproat's got at least 6 innings, 4 of his last 5 starts. Turned down a lot of money from the Mets last year to come back, and he yanked that one. And now we're full 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon Sproat really came on to finish the 22 season, last 45 and a third innings pitched, a 1.97 ERA. That one was up a little bit. He got away with it. It's fouled straight back.
This is a heck of a bat. He's only seen 1 fastball. It was 3 sliders to start, then that great changeup that just missed down and out.
Just underway, top of the first, game 1 of the Men's College World Series on a 3-2 with 2 down and Cruz at second to Dugas. Swung at ball 4, and that was another one, triple digits.
3 this inning, I think. I mean, Sproat has been living at 98 to 100 here over the last month. Similar to Skeens in that his velo has just kept ticking up as the year has gone on. Seems to be getting stronger with every outing.
On the 9th pitch that he at bat, he sends one into the seats.
Dugas, he might not walk out of here with an RBI knock, but he's taking a little piece of Brandon Sproat with him. It's a heck of an AB.
Now his pitch count's getting up there too. This will be the 10th and 22nd of the inning. Hit Cruz and then got a couple outs. Fooled him there badly.
He did, but he still got enough.
He did.
He got enough, man. That swing was like he was swinging underwater when he went after that one. Another changeup from Sproat that Dugas spoils.
Great at bat. Pitch count way up, picks up a walk.
Just no rush. I mean, that was 101 miles an hour. Dugas just not in a hurry. Seems to be seeing the ball very, very well.
And that'll bring up Cade Beloso, hero this College World Series with a 3-run home run out of New Orleans. The senior, 6 feet 230. What a spot early for LSU. Not an easy pitch to take either.
That was a curveball too. That one looked pretty good.
KP, you've been in this situation. Just share some people what it's like to be on the mound, College World Series, all these people.
You really got to work to control your heartbeat, especially when you put Cruz on the start, because you've got kind of this perfect way of the way you want to start the game.
2-0 into left field. Dylan Cruz with his speed touches third. Shellnuts throw. Not in time. 1-0 Tigers. Beloso delivers the first run of the game.
Well, that's the plan, right? Take a couple breaking balls, stay on a 2-seam heater, and smash it to the backside. Just a beautiful piece of hitting from the veteran Beloso, and the Tigers take a couple free passes And one big swing of the bat by their veteran DH, and the Tigers strike first.
Veloso just having an outstanding tournament and a big World Series. His 46th RBI of the year. Braden Jobert makes it a breaking pitch in there for a strike. So the hit batter to lead the game off comes in to score the first run of the World Series Finals.
Veloso gets credit for the RBI, but Dugas feels like he should get half of it.
Half an RBI. Here.
He
like
wasted about 6 strikeout pitches to keep this inning alive.
Like an assist on a hockey goal. We got 2 guys that assisted there.
I like it.
I like it. 1-1.
No! Here!
Yes, he did. Travis Reininger's our third base umpire. He said he swung. So the count moves in favor of the pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's working hard. This is the 30th pitch on a 92-degree day in Omaha. They got Jobert with a changeup. But the Tigers do what they wanted to. They force him to throw 30. They get the first run of the game. We'll see the Gators and their offense when we come back for the first time.
Major League Baseball is coming to London. I must alert the ground. Do it properly. One of baseball's greatest rivalries, the Cardinals and Cubs in the London Series. Sunday at 10 a.m. on ESPN.
Buying a new car shouldn't be complicated. That's why our expert staff is here to help.
I've been selling new Ford cars and trucks since 1970. There must be a reason.
When companies need the best fleet, sales, and service, they know Lamarque Ford has what it takes when it comes to heavy duty.
Lamarque Ford in 1980 sold its first part. We're continuing to grow and set records. With over 15 acres of cars and trucks, there must be a reason.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
LSU won, Florida nothing. Florida's played 3 games, and they have all been decided by 1 run. They've won them all. We take a look at our batting order. It is brought to you by Capital One. 53-15 on the season. Jack Caglione comes here as the guy that had more homers during the season than anybody else. He's been kept in check.
Yeah, he's got a season-long homer and ribby drought going right now, and yet the Gators still find themselves undefeated here in Omaha. It's quite a story for this lineup, but boy, they'd love to see him get hot again.
Well, face Ty Floyd, a right-hander who his first time out was really good for 5 innings. Really good for 5 innings. 5 innings, 2 hits. But then he walked 3 in the 6th, and they got him out. They struck out 10. That's a big number for Ty Floyd. 103 over the course of the year. Elevated at 95. And he may show you a little bit more than that. Coming off that good one. The changeup is good, but he's very fastball heavy, different than Sproat. Sproat wants the fastball down in the zone. Ty Floyd wants that fastball up and elevated. If you're the Gators, you got to try to push that down.
A little bit more of a short armor on the mound, like so many pitchers today. He played shortstop, and he thinks that certainly helped him, and he'll deal with the second baseman for the Gators, Cade Curlin. He's the freshman. And the fastball is in there for a strike at 93. A little bit of a struggle bus right now for Cade Curlin, though he did that infield single, which allowed the winning run to come home the other night. And this ball is put up in the air, and look at how deep this one is going, all the way to the track and still going, and at the wall. It is caught by Cruz. That is a whole different ball flight than we have seen since we've been here.
We're not used to seeing outfielders drift here in Omaha this week. This ball was in the air forever. Dylan Cruz as good as it gets. Watch him check the wall late, knows he's got enough time, secures it with both hands. Nice job there of putting away a tough chance to start the ball game, but that just lets you know, ball's traveling tonight, fellas.
And here's a guy that can send it to the moon, Wyatt Langford. Ball 1 outside. He has the longest home run in Charles Schwab Field history. Left field, about 456 feet. And that's a good idea to stay away from his bat. 363 on the season. 19 homers, 25 doubles, 71 runs batted in.
Up! They're going to stay away. The majority of the home runs for Langford this year have been left of center. He's hit plenty to right center, but definitely more dangerous on balls that he can get extended and get the head out.
Taken all the way at 3-0. Think about the numbers. Curlin 190 in the tournament. Langford's 189. And Caglianone's 1 for 12 in the World Series on deck. Wow, right down the middle, 3-2.
Passive take right there. You think that would have been a come unglued kind of swing.
Floyd has struck out 10 twice, including Wake Forest here in Omaha. Got a 3-2 to the dangerous two-hole hitter. Really well located. That's 96.
Yeah, this was a hanging changeup, and they were down a run in the ninth. They're down 2 to start this inning. Wyatt Langford comes up after a Ty Evans homer to start that inning and launches one that we won't forget around here. 456 feet, but Ty Floyd climbs the ladder there, and after being down 3-0, comes back to punch out Langford.
That's where Floyd wants to live. Now, obviously, if you take it right there, it's probably ball 4, but it just holds plane for so long that when it starts, it stays, doesn't have any sink to it. Swing's going to go right underneath, and that's what you'll see. If it's swing and miss against that fastball, they will be underneath it every time.
Here's Caglianone and his 31 home runs. Ball 1. There's 19 inches of vertical break, which is way above average for most Major League Baseball prospects. And that's where that shortstop, short arm delivery can help him. 1-0. Caglianone sends this one sky high. Thompson, the shortstop, behind the third baseman. Whitey can't make the play. Caglianone will end up on second. And a miscommunication and misplay. It looked like in the end that could have been Pearson, the left fielder's ball.
Well, we know the ball to that side of the field is just so difficult right now where that sun is still up high. And not only that, Carl, but then the wind is blowing it out. And on a ball that Thompson thought he was camped.
Yeah, that's Dugas. Yeah. They move him to short.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's
Dugas.
Dugas, right. Yeah, they had the shift on there. So Dugas just drifts and drifts. And I'm with you, Ravi. That's a ball you'd love to see Josh Pearson come in and own.
So an extra out now for the Florida Gators. And the hottest hitter is Josh Rivera.
Up.
Spins a slider outside. I've seen a couple of times, and they do that because Dugas is compromised a little bit with his shoulder. When they have a lefty up, they move Thompson to second. But there have been a couple of plays that if you think they were in their regular position, probably would have made. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, LSU has played good defense here, but you're right. It's interesting. Some of the plays they haven't made has been when the shift is on.
Gators are 3 for 24 with runners in scoring position here in Omaha. Picking up that fastball. Is that the shadows, you think?
Yeah, and it's the life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Ty Floyd does. 30% whiff rate, average is 18. So it's a different heater. Certainly the shadows play into it.
Ooh.
Grab a gear.
Ty Floyd sitting in the dugout looking up, seeing Sproat hit 101, going, hey, man, I got a little of that myself. I would bet they stay fastball right here. Rivera swung through 2 and was late on that one.
Caglianone's in second. They gave him a double on that play. The 1-2 is yanked. Fan blowing on your back again, about 92 degrees to start, and they're baking in that sunshine right on the mound. Won't be for much longer. Rivera chased. How about the elevator that Floyd's riding on the first? They strand 1 at second. 1 zip through 1.
Oh, baby, I was born for this. Feel it down in my bones. No, I just can't let go. No, I can't miss. Don't you know, baby, I was born for this.
Car designers can shape a piece of clay into a piece of art. So why don't they? At Nissan, things are different. They design cars that look like swords, gladiators, the future. Or, wow, Nissan knows what thrill looks like because they design it into every car they make.
Okay. Show up to the party, it's gorilla. With an itty bitty chance of having a good time. Follow tie wise and making impressions. Look like a exes.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You're fans of the grind, of kneading and flattening. Because you know saving time is never as important as cherishing it. You are fighters, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
The Subway Series is taking your favorite to the next level. Like the number 20, the Elite Chicken and Bacon Ranch, built with rotisserie-style chicken and double cheese.
I love what I'm seeing here. That's some well-coached chicken.
You done, Peyton? The Subway Series just keeps getting better.
Joe Burrow, the college football national champion in 19, decent pro career so far. Said he could have played basketball in the NBA, but he once had a high school teammate talk about his baseball ability. Stopped playing, we got to high school, but we played it every summer from the day we moved there. He was good. He could hit. Batted third or fourth in the lineup, played shortstop.
All shocking.
Yeah.
Would have never thought of that.
Yep.
Good at stuff, whatever it may be.
Think he could shoot par in his sandals? I know a guy did that.
Did you read about that?
Yeah, legendary stuff.
Jordan Thompson will lead things off. Shortstop. Sproat's first pitch was 95 in, and then he gets the high strike. Keep an eye on the strike zone now of Ramon Armendariz. Perhaps it is the high strike today. Thompson, Pearson, Milazzo, 7-8-9. Oh, filthy. Third strikeout, second in a row.
When Brandon Sprout is on the mound, or Sprout on the mound or in the dugout, sometimes you find him talking to himself. It's something that his mental coach talked with him about a couple years ago. They said, listen, you got these things running through your brain, and if you don't get it out, then it'll just continue to run through his brain. One of the things that he says is as hard as you can. It's also written on the inside of his cap. He talked to his mental coach earlier today, kind of help him figure out the heartbeat, how to slow everything down today.
I like that concept.
Let's start doing that a little bit more up here
during the game.
It's just if it comes into my head, so you guys can just kind of do your own little thing.
Okay. That's not where you are already. You haven't done that. You haven't made a career doing that.
Fair point.
One ball, one strike pitch to Pearson. That misses. I will say this about the players, and having done this for a long time with you guys, their ability to communicate about the mental side of things, and they're being in touch with all that, and sleep and health and food and diet. It's such an emphasis, and mental health, and they're not afraid to embrace it, talk about it.
Yeah, I think post-COVID, that's been a big growth in college athletics. I think probably just culture in general, but you hear a lot more players. Kate Belosso's been very open and honest about some of his struggles, and even talking to Dylan Cruz about having a mental coach to be able to take some of your anxiety, some of your struggles, and have a safe place where you can go with that. That's a huge piece of being an athlete.
Just inside, the Pearson Sproat looks like he wanted that, but instead it's a walk. So with one out, there'll be one on. Kevin O'Sullivan seems to have kind of figured this whole thing out. You know, it's not a surprise that Florida is here, that they're in the World Series again. They won it in 17. But the conference is so difficult, and there is a great precedent that he has set at Florida. And now Milazzo moved over for Travinsky. He squares. He's got 7 sacrifices this year, way more than anybody else on the team.
Well, it puts the defense in a bind, right? If he moves them over, now you're pitching to Dylan Cruz with a runner in scoring position. If you nibble with him, you get league leader and Ribby's up right behind him.
And you can hear Sproat. It's a bit of a tight zone to start the game for sure. And Cruz is the guy that's on deck.
Good move by BT Raphael right there. So you got Sproat a little bit angry about a few borderline pitches, a 3-2 pitch that he walked Pearson on, and that one right there. This is where your vets behind home plate make a big difference. Just go out. Let's slow the moment down a little bit. The zone's going to be what the zone's going to be. You may like it or not like it, but you got to work with it.
More coverage of the NCAA Men's College World Series and interactive brackets. Go to NCAA.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Coming off the heels of a Skeens Louder incredible pitching performance. College baseball fans across the country have become fascinated by that guy and these two teams in this World Series. 2-0 squares. That's a strike.
2-1. I think the message from BT was like, hey man, he's trying to give you an out. Like, don't nibble. Go right at him. That's well done right there.
Pearson goes, and that ball's fouled off the bat and then off Riopel.
I liked it.
Run.
Yeah, I liked it. That's a heck of a call right there by Jay Johnson. Perfect scenario, right? One out. You know you're getting a strike to the 9-0 hitter.
You know you're getting a fastball. He was trying to go backside of the field, but it was just a little bit late. I liked it. So Jay do that.
No, I've seen a ton of hit and runs this year in Omaha.
Johnson, of course, took an Arizona team here. And now a 2-2. And this one is into right field. That's going to get down. A huge hit from the 9-hole hitter, Milazzo. And LSU's got 2 men on, 1 down, and turning it over to the top.
Now it gets interesting, KP. A fastball that he's trying to bury, and he just yanks this one right down Broadway. What a nice move through the zone. Watch him keep his nose down, keep his chest down. Flat barrel to the back of the ball. He rock it into right center. And boy, do you have your hands full now.
Yes, you do. Very likely top 1, 2, or 3 draft pick from Altamont Springs, Florida. Dylan Cruz hit by a pitch his first time up. Ball strike 1. Cruz has the ability to see the ball better than most. Eye tests have shown it. Gets a little more time to make a decision.
And it shows up in his chase rates too, right?
Yes.
He's about half of what the Division I average is. Division I average about 25%. He's about 13. He just doesn't swing at many balls.
Early on, big chance for LSU here in the second.
Yep.
And we got Cruz there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. His 95th run scored earlier ties a school record, Dylan Cruz.
Oh,
great take.
Another one. It's another one that if you're Sproat, when you let it go, you think there's a pretty good chance you're going to get a swing, and if you do, you're probably going to get a swing and miss, or at worst a foul ball, and Cruz just followed it all the way back into the glove.
Now you got to try to go back to that fastball in, I think, right here. Last time he hit him with that pitch.
Oh. Same take. Boy, that's a strike. What?
Yeah, 95% of its life. That's the heat map, right? So if you can get it down and in, see the blue on the bottom and blue on the top inside, like that's the place you got to pitch Dylan Cruz. Everywhere else, good luck.
For about 58 feet, that last pitch was in the zone. 3-2. Up there. And that one gets by and will go to the backstop. So he didn't get hit by that one, but a ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for the 100 RBI guy, Tommy White. No team at the World Series this year has scored more than 6 runs in a game. LSU sitting on 1 with them loaded. And the first pitch caught. What a play by the third baseman. Halter, he had a couple of options to get rid of it, instead held on. But boy, did White jump on that first one and hit a rocket.
Off the bat, you think this is definitely going to get you one and potentially get you two. Tommy White barrels it up. Colby Halter in the spot. There just wasn't enough time for guys to get to the base.
No.
I think. I mean, your best chance there probably was to go to second because Curlin could have caught it in motion heading over there, but instead it's just a line drive out.
And quickly after that one pitch, he throws to Trey Morgan, and now right ahead of him. Boy, is Sproat going to be able to pitch out of this? Not there. It gets away. No advancement.
Remember last time he jammed Morgan with a fastball, and it starts with a backdoor breaking ball and then a changeup away. Be a good time right here after he slowed him down a couple times to try to challenge with that fastball under the hands of Morgan.
A lot of room in right center field as Langford is shaded a little towards left.
How about?
A lot of speed.
He won't throw that curveball very much to righties at all, but he will throw it to left-handers. Two different breaking balls, and you can tell more by velocity. So 80-81 is going to be the curveball, upper 80s, 87-88, that's the slide.
1-2. He chased it. What a job. Sproat got the line shot from Tommy White, and he punched out Morgan. They leave him loaded. LSU 1, Florida 0. Big pitch.
Tony, let's go out to dinner.
I'm in. I love my new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go.
Maybe we should just stay in.
Easy to take off, too. You don't even have to bend over.
Wait, let's go someplace fancy.
They also come in Max Cushioning for ultimate comfort. Try new Max Cushioning hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
Oh, Booking.com. I'm going to somewhere, anywhere. A beach house, a tree house. Honestly, I don't care.
Find the perfect vacation rental for you. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Back in the day, sneaker drops meant getting online to wait in line. Now, with Xfinity Mobile, we get the fastest mobile service and can get the freshest kicks ASAP.
I got this.
Get the best price for 2 lines of unlimited when you switch to Xfinity Mobile for $30 a line per month.
Hey, shout out, little sis. They grow up so fast. I'm a fan.
From Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network.
If you just set out to build an electric car, that's all it will ever be, an electric car. But the Polestar 2 is something more. Every detail designed to be quietly distinctive. Polestar 2, the way electric cars should be. Visit Polestar.com to test drive and order today.
We are sure living the dream here. 8 teams came to the College World Series, and only 2 are left, with the best 2 out of 3 underway, Florida and LSU. It has been an outstanding College World Series in 2023, highlighted by the players on the field. We're back to the action. BT Riopel. 0-1. First pitch misses. So, I mean, missed opportunities, right? You got to write that down. They've had 5 guys stranded in the first 2 innings.
Yeah.
Right to the top. Yep.
I mean, LSU's had 4 free base runners in the first 2 innings.
If your Sproat is shaky as it's been, you have to be really encouraged walking off that field with just 1 in the first 2. Oh!
He's got the fastball in the upper part of the zone. He's got a changeup. It's got some movement on it, and now it's an even count. 2-2 to Riopel, who'll be followed by Heyman and Shelnut. And then he can elevate. 96, third strikeout of the game for Floyd.
He's got the good stuff tonight. The key over the course of this game is just going to see if Florida can lay off of that one. That may be a high strike. I mean, it's absolute top of the zone, but it's exactly where Floyd wants to throw it. Just grab that four-seamer, and it's buzzing when he gets to home plate.
I think it's beautiful to watch spin.
Oh, that's it! Ooh. Heyman, the designated hitter. He's the freshman. Hitting .330 for the Gators, 12 homers. And he's got 4 hits at the College World Series. Out along with Florida at 6'4".
It's a good take, though. That's not the one you want, right? You got to push that fastball down. They're trying to hunt everything below the belt. If you're in this Gator dugout right now, that's what you're talking about. Push the heater down, get the ball below your belt.
Like that, and he sends it right between first and second. Heyman's aboard, his 5th hit in the World Series.
Special kid, man. This young man's going to drive in a whole bunch of runs and hit some big flies throughout his career. It's been a heck of a first year, but that's exactly what it looks like. Watch where this barrel is. Right there about the top of the thighs, like that's what you're hunting. Then you got to get there, right? Heck of a swing there by Luke Heyman.
Gets us to the 7-hole hitter, Tyler Shelnut, the junior left fielder. Ball one. One ball and a strike.
Arm side fastball for Floyd's got a little run to it too. When it's into the righty, you could see it right there. That was boring in on Shelnut's hands.
On the season, Florida has scored 44% of their runs via home run. That is in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's a hitter guessing right there. Like that's literally what Chuck Giralman and the offensive staff were talking about all day long. That's the one you're looking for. And after a couple heaters to start that at bat, it looked like Shelnut got caught guessing for an all-speed pitch. That's a big miss opportunity there.
If you're going to guess with Floyd, probably want to guess fastball.
Yeah.
Because he's going to throw it about 75% of the time.
Floyd looking for a strikeout or a ground ball. He'll take the strikeout. That'll be number 4. Staring at one right down the middle.
That one, KP, just above the knees. That's back-to-back pitches that are right where you're looking for them, and I can't imagine the Gator coaching staff's going to be happy with that at bat. You never like strikeout looking, but specifically on pitches that you've been told to hunt.
Here comes Ty Evans, who's got a couple of homers in the World Series, and they will fire over at first. How about that slap tag by Trey Morgan?
You don't play the position in college better than Trey Morgan. And it's everything. I mean, it's holding runners on. It's charging a squeeze and flipping it to home plate to change the Tiger gear.
That one gets by. That's going to move the runner, Heyman, down to second base in the scoring position. A mistake.
Looked like Milazzo was trying to frame one up right there and just brought the glove down a little bit too early.
So a pass ball with the wind now shifting from right to left and out. And Pearson playing fairly shallow in left. Good swing. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, this is a little different feel for the hitters than they've had in a while here at college. It's been early, it was fair, but the last week or so, it has just been straight in for most of the ball games.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ty Floyd looking for strikeout number 5. is. He looks good. Struck out 10 Demon Deacons. He's halfway there. We are through 2. It's LSU 1, Florida nothing at the World Series.
All right, pay attention. Class is in session. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the fanology for shining bright while your team's on the diamond. How's that for course description? Lesson 1, when you need 5, take 5. 2, raise your hand. And 3, if you're gonna bring it, bring enough for the whole class. The NCAA Men's College World Series. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your tickets today at ncaa.com/MCWS. Class dismissed.
Spectrum Mobile is giving you 1 free mobile line when you buy 1 unlimited line for $29.99.
So I can get 2 lines for the price of 1? That's right, for just $29.99.
It's the best deal in mobile.
But is the service reliable?
Absolutely. Spectrum Mobile is super reliable, coast to coast. Get 1 line for $29.99 and the second line is free.
All with no taxes or hidden fees.
Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $29.99 a month and get a second unlimited line free for 12 months. Call 1-844-882-2999.
At Legacy Buick GMC, we're knocking deals out of the park this month.
Right now, save $8,000 off MSRP on a 2023 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Plus, well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 60 months when you finance with GM Financial and make no payments for 90 days.
So come shop with us in Slidell or online at legacybuickgmc.com.
4 hits, 1 run. It's LSU. As we welcome you back to the Men's College World Series Finals, LSU and Florida. Good news, fellas. Look, the biggie bags and ice cold Coke Zeros are moving in here.
All
so
right.
Time for a little snack. It's courtesy of
Parker.
Wendy's.
Thank you, Parker. All right, boys, let me see if I can pass this out without
Do your
Parker
job
with
here,
it
Burke. Let's
delivered.
go. Get it right.
A Coke.
Perfect.
And a snack.
Thank you, Wendy.
Snack and a Coke.
Get a game. We got to watch the game, Andy, at the same time. We can do that.
We're dialed in.
Thank you, Wendy's, for the mid-game snack. Dugas, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dugas really had that critical at-bat for LSU, in which he ended up walking. And that led to the Beloso RBI single. That one is smoked down the line in left, and it is over the wall. Gavin Dugas leaves the yard, and the Tigers now have a 2-0 lead on his 17th of the year.
Strike a pose, young man. The captain wears number 8 for a reason. That is a special, special number in this program. He has got a flair for the big swing. He has been dialed in tonight on top of everything. And that's a sinker that don't sink. And that one gets hit in the bullpen. A missile into left. And Gavin Dugas is having himself one heck of a ball game here early on.
Breaking pitch to Beloso is in there for a strike. A lot of hugs and handshakes for Dugas, who hit that 109 miles an hour off his bat.
If you're Brandon Sproat, you're like worried about what
you
you're
said
seeing
that
from
right
Dugas.
away, and you continue to believe it.
Wow, he just looks like he is on everything.
The most uncomfortable feeling on the mound is when you think you throw a really good pitch and it's an incredibly comfortable take. Because you just...
Here's another rocket into right field. It gets cut off by Evans. Beloso hits it hard. And he is aboard. A homer and now a single from Beloso, and both were torched.
How about the middle of this lineup right now?
About 4 or 5. You guys with 2 big-time at-bats and Beloso doing it again.
That'll be a visit. So he certainly doesn't like what he's seeing right now. So we've been talking about some of these takes here. Brandon Sproat has made some good pitches. Like, that's a nasty slider. How about a changeup that I don't know how you take? Beloso goes up there and spits on a couple breaking balls his first AB. Dylan Cruz with an incredible take. to send the count full. And then Gavin Dugas finally gets one that he wants to pull the trigger on, and that is efficient to the front of the zone. Beloso, the same story, and the Tigers look ready for the challenge of Brandon Sproat here in this one.
And as if the LSU crowd needed a little more motivation, they throw Joe Burrow up on the large screen.
That'll get them going.
That'll get them even more.
They kind of like him.
Fired up. You got to be concerned if you were Florida the way that ball was hit. And that guy right there is such a great story. Remember, he had eye surgery, swung at a pitch outside the zone, late in 22, left eye. Started his junior year, got bad enough that he was almost legally blind in the left eye. Comes back for his senior year and blasts off. Now Joe Bear, and that breaking pitch misses.
Yeah, one of the best coaching points, I think, of Jay Johnson's career at LSU was to ask Gavin Dugas to get his eyes checked.
Yeah.
And that led to a couple surgeries that have had him dialed in.
Now, LSU has sort of turned the table on some of the conversation leading into games. They certainly did it against Wake Forest, who had the pitching advantage. And of course, LSU advances. You come into this, and there's no Skeens, and you feel like the pitching advantage is the Gators. They've turned that around the way that Floyd is throwing and their offense.
And the way that their bullpen has been to get them to this point. I mean, that really was the story in their 3 elimination game wins.
2-1 to Jobert. And that ball is elevated, but it's going to go out of play.
The pitching's been incredible, and Ty Floyd was incredible for 5 innings against Wake. So this isn't brand new for him, but they got Riley Cooper, who did not pitch in Thursday night's game, and obviously the off day yesterday. So Riley Cooper, who's been one of their stars out of the bullpen, all rested and ready to go in this one.
2-2 to Jobert. Got it. Fifth strikeout for Sproat, went off speed.
Back to that changeup. Jobert's now struck out twice, and this down a little bit out of the zone. That ball was cut a little bit too. It's not really the side of the plate that he wants to throw it on. He'd rather it be out away from the left-hander, but the result ended up being good.
And if there's an underbelly right now to the LSU offense, it's Jobert and Thompson. So you don't offer it that. They came in the World Series 2 for 37. They're 0 for 3, so they're 2 for 40 right now.
Yeah, Pearson has struggled as well. Lazo's done a nice job down there in the 9-hole, but you know there has been some struggles certainly from the bottom part.
Yeah, Thompson and Pearson 2 for 37. A couple of strikeouts as Jobert.
I think the hardest part in a funk like Jordan Thompson is right now is trying to get on something, right? Like you're chasing breaking balls, you're late on the fastball.
Yes.
Like what are you actually on? And you can tell right now he's just the opposite of Gavin Dugas, who seems like he's on everything. Jordan Thompson just caught in between right now.
Kyle, if in fact you're throwing a pitch and it feels like this is going to be a good one and they don't swing, what adjustments can you make on the mound, if any?
I always like throwing it again to see if, all right, were they sitting on something right there, or are they really seeing it that good? Because if you double up and you throw it in the exact same spot and you get the exact same take, now we got some issues.
What's interesting with Sproat is, I mean, the 5 punch-outs tell you the stuff's electric today, right? It's just a couple hitters that have really done a nice job of laying off some marginal pitches. That's what you get when you face a super talented team who's locked in.
1-2. And then a foul ball. Are foul balls on good pitches another indication, as much as a take is, that, yeah, you know what, they're kind of seeing it.
And frustrating, too.
Frustrating, yeah.
It's just, there's that split second when you let the pitch go that you think it's either going to be pretty good or it's not. And the ones you think are going to be pretty good, if you don't get outs out of them, and it's not comforting.
That one gets away. Beloso will stay. 75 pitches.
Yeah, he's got 7 outs. There is still nobody in that Florida bullpen.
Well, and you know, we're back to the series. It's a 2 out of 3. Like these guys are going to manage it more like they would a regular season series where you're going to push your starter even if he's not super sharp, because you got to think about the rest of it as well. You can lose a laugher in game one and still win the national championship, right? So there's a lot to manage here when your starter's out there struggling.
Waldrop scheduled to go in game 2. He's been lights out down the stretch for the Gators. On a 2-2, jam shot, slow roller. Curlin barehands it and he blows it. Underneath his hand, Tigers had 2 men on. He went to barehand it and he couldn't come up with it.
This is a freshman mistake, right? The first thing you learn as an infielder is how well did the guy get out of the box. Well, that ball totally jammed Jordan Thompson. When you know a hitter is jammed, there is no way he's going to get down the line. And even though that ball was softly hit, Curlin had plenty of time to use his glove and throw out Jordan Thompson. And he unwisely chose the bare hand. And that one's really just a mental mistake.
Yeah. And for Thompson, you never know. Play like that to touch first base may turn him around. Here's Pearson. He walked his first time up, and Sproat's pitch misses 1-0. Boy, they have had traffic on the bases in the first 3 innings. Constant. Gavin Dugas started this inning off with a blast to left, a home run, and then a hard hit single from Beloso, a strikeout and an error, which gets us here with 1 down, the 1-1 to Pearson. Up. This is a fair ball. Caglione will pick it step on third. Runners move up to second and third.
So this is what we're talking about here of the internal clock of a guy like Kate Curlin, reading the swing and understanding did it get a good jump or not, right? Jordan Thompson jammed up right there, and if you stop it right there, look how far he still is from the base, right? You break down, you catch it, you play catch with the first baseman, and you record the second out. Right now, your pitcher's drinking Gatorade and on his backside. Instead, he's out there grinding out second and third and 2 outs, and just another monster at bat here early in this ball game.
And Milazzo, the 9-hitter, did single his first time up. Chance to pick up a couple of RBIs. Got buckled on that one, and it's 0-1. 82 pitches, season high is 109 for Sproat.
You don't want the guy on deck, right? No. So this is where you gotta attack.
Got a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Dylan Cruz is the guy on deck. He's been hit by a pitch and he's walked. See the numbers in the upper left-hand corner, just how great he's been. Good take. 2-2 on a changeup.
Good take on the pitch he just swung through.
Yes.
Tried to double up on the changeup. Milazzo swung and missed at the first one. Let that one fall down and out of the zone.
Milazzo 3 for 11 here in Omaha. Wow. Changeup got him. It was wicked. That strikeout number 6. We will talk with Jay Johnson. Delighted that Gavin Dugas just did what he did. It's 2-zip, bottom 3 coming up at the World Series Game 1.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself,
to realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
I think this is it, guys.
When the Martins booked their Verbo vacation home, they really weren't looking for much. A patch of grass for Bruno, a pool for first-timers,
Don't worry, I've got you.
and time with each other. And when they needed support, someone was right there.
I got you.
Because what's unique about a Vrbo is you can reach a real person in about a minute.
Welcome back to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Joined now with Jay Johnson. We've talked before about how there's a pitcher in this dugout that gets all the attention, and it's allowed Ty Floyd to kind of not get the recognition he's deserved. What is he giving you since you've been in Omaha?
Consistency. He's throwing strikes. He's got a lot of deception. I don't think they're picking the ball up very well right now, and he's applying a lot of pressure.
Early hits against Sproat. What was the approach coming into today?
I'm not going to tell you that, but I'm pleased with the at-bats. You know, if we get one more good one in both of the second or the third inning, we're in a good spot. But he's at 86 pitches through 3 innings. That's about the best you could ask for.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
What do you think the approach is, since he wouldn't share it?
Well, we talked to him before the game. He felt like the system at LSU, which you see a lot of guys get that foot down early and try to get in the ground early, was going to give them a chance on some of the changeups that Sproat gets most of his swings and misses on.
Yeah.
And for the most part, we've seen the execution of that, right? The LSU players seem to be comfortable, not in a hurry, and because of that, they've made some great swing decisions.
But here's the thing, okay? LSU has sent 18 guys that played in the first 3 innings.
Yep.
Still only 2-0. And for all of the traffic and everything else that's happened, Sproat has done a decent job of managing.
Yep. Bloop and a blast need to be tied.
Yeah.
This is Halter. He's the 9-hitter. He's been terrific in the tournament, hitting .346. He's got 3 hits at the College World Series. Floyd has struck out 4 of the last 5 he's faced. That's a good pitch. At the knees, 0-2. Remember, last start we saw Floyd outstanding for 5 innings. LSU got into a pattern of keeping their team scoreless for 5 innings. There's a fastball, strikeout 6, 3 in a row, and 5 of the last 6.
First turn through the order, and Mr. Floyd's got them both going. It was the changeup to set this one up. That elevated fastball again. Mid-90s guys have not been able to center that up, and they've not been able to take it. Ravi, you said it the other day. He looked the same way, and he went out for the 6, walked the first 3. That was it. But for the first 5, he dealt. He's doing it again tonight.
Back to the top for Cade Kurland, and then Langford. Oh, 1. You brought up a really good point about the way that Sproat pitched to the 9-hitter Milazzo. You know, we just saw a fastball go by a 9-hitter. Traditionally, bottom of the order, great pitchers with 98. Fastball, sit down.
Yeah.
And he threw him a whole bunch of changeups.
3 in a row. I mean, it just shows you where we're at just as an industry.
Yes.
And Kyle made a great point. Like back in the day, people would thought if you threw 98, you should always just use that and lean into that. But Sproat's best pitch is his changeup, so that's where he's going to lean.
And is there a better example of that than Skeens, who's insistent on looking for edges and trying to find something else beside a 99, 101-mile fastball? He knows I can't do this with just a fastball, as good as it is. 3-1. Well, Roger Clemens on it, right, the other night. He said, these major league hitters, you give them a pencil, they'll hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, you better be able to change speeds and change eye levels and pitch. And that's what's so impressive about the college game today. We have tons of velocity, but we got guys that have more than just big arms. Like the pitchability at this College World Series mixed with the velocity has been incredible.
Trying to come back from a 3-1 count. Here's Floyd. Oh, that's off. So it wasn't a bloop, but it's a walk, and now you got a real chance for a blast with the next couple of guys coming up.
Wyatt Langford was kind of passive his last at bat, right? Was down 3-0, ended up striking out, took a 3-1 fastball right down Broadway. I would suspect he's swinging here on the first pitch, and I think if Ty Floyd chooses to throw the heater, he better keep it out of the middle part of the plate.
Up.
Smart pitch.
There was one right there for Wyatt Langford. He's a relatively quiet kid, showed a ton of emotion when he hit that home run at the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, if you look at Wyatt Langford, just like his whole deal, it's not very 2023. Like, there's not a lot of swag going on, right? No elbow guard, no shin guard, no wristbands or TV tape. He's an extremely blue-collar kind of superstar, right? But the other night, when he popped the longest home run in Charles Schwab history, like he let it all hang out a little bit. It wasn't showy. It was just rising to the moment from an emotional standpoint.
That's a great take there. His high school coach saw Langford in middle school. He was an 8th grader, to speak of the no bling maturity thing. He said he might as well have been a senior in high school. His work ethic has been off the charts since he was young. He was a catcher in high school. And a 3-1, got one to hit, sends this one to right center field. Cruz is going back. He's looking, it drops in the gap. Carlin's going to step on third. He's going to be held at third, and wow, that ball came in. A hold at third base. On a play from where we sat, looked like he might have had a good chance to score.
You see Mikey Rivera, first base coach, shaking his head there a little bit. First of all, this is the 3-1 pitch he took his last at bat. Well, he didn't take it this time. A fastball right down Broadway. Wyatt Langford's not going to miss that one too often. A no-doubt double in the backside gap. And boy, it looked like Taylor Black sending him. And then it's a late pause on a play where he certainly would have scored once you see the result of that relay. But I think Caglione being up probably has a big part of that decision.
You got Cags and Rivera to follow right here, and I think understandable right there.
So Caglione, who is known in Gainesville as Jack Tawney, and this is as good a two-way player as there is in the college game. He insists he wants to continue to be a two-way player. We've had a handful of them here. Dave Winfield, of course. Brooks Kieschnick was outstanding. Winfield did everything. Mark Kotze may be the best of all. Then there's Todd Helton. Recently, Tim Hudson and Brendan McKay. And unfortunately for McKay, who wanted to do it, was in the right organization at the major league level. He's just been hurt a lot. You haven't seen him get on the field.
How about that this time?
Tim Hudson won junior year. Tim Hudson won 15 games and had 20 home runs for Auburn.
That works.
Yeah.
Therefore, Skeens was a two-way player.
The John Olerud Award. Jay Johnson said he just couldn't stomach watching Skeens go up to bat and fear of all that could go wrong. A ball hitting him, pulling a hamstring around the bases. So he shelved the hitting piece this year.
Caglione basically said, until somebody tells me, meaning an organization is paying me, do one, I'd like to do two. So first base is open, and they're going to throw to Caglione, and that first pitch fastball is 97 on the corner. There's power to every single part of this ballpark in this guy's body. He is huge.
And his home run spray chart would go along with that, Carl. He has literally littered the field with home runs this year, foul pole to foul pole.
Gone on top of one. That's a tough play. Took a bad hop off Morgan. They flip to first. They get Caglione. The run comes in. What a play by Floyd and Thompson at that point, who was moved over to second base because that was a rocket. And they kept that play alive to get Caglione.
Yeah, we've been talking about the shift, right? And how it's kind of maybe not been great, but this one comes up bases right there for the Tigers, because the run was going to score either way with Trey Morgan back. But Jordan Thompson and his athleticism made that play, and the ability to recover after that ball eats up Trey Morgan, puts an out on the board.
Well, and Ty Floyd getting over there, catching it in stride, and finishing it off. Now they're out to take a look at Ty Floyd. It looks like they're kind of looking down at his ankle.
Yeah, it was his foot stepped on, and he twisted on the bag when he went over to cover.
That's that right foot in. Different happen when it gets to the bag. We got ball, baseball. Yeah, he got spiked.
Yeah. That's not a small person stepping on.
No, it's not. It's actually a giant.
That will leave a mark.
Caglione is 6'5", 245. And he is made of rock. And he was bearing down on first base. So they now got 2 outs. It's a 2-1 game. And now Rivera. Good pitch by Floyd. First run that LSU's given up since the second inning of the game on Wednesday.
Cag's been waiting a while to tie that Florida school record for ribbies. Finally gets it done here in the CWS Finals.
He and Preston Tucker, 85 runs batted in, which is the program record. Langford's at third base, the tying run, and gets the call on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh! 2 balls, 2 strikes. To your point, Kyle, 2-zip with all that traffic. And now it's a brand new ball game with Rivera looking at a 2-2 count. 19 home runs from this guy's bat.
The 71 ribbies. I mean, 1 homer away from having 20 and 70 at the shortstop position, along with as good a range and defense as you will see. He has been a star this year for the Gators. A little overlooked, but man, has he played an All-American shortstop.
Chased up and in, 97. 7 punch-outs. Gators get on the board. Here's a guy coming to the plate that can change it in 1 swing. Dylan Cruz when we come back.
Make your summer with store-wide savings happening now at the Home Depot. Time to get out and make your July 4th weekend extra memorable. Clear a little space. Add more flavor. And take your celebration to new heights. Red, white, and dew savings happening now through July 4th at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Has this happened to you? You get roped in with phone offers that bind you to a 3-year device contract. Break free with T-Mobile. Introducing Go 5G Plus, the first plan that always gives new and existing customers the same great device deals, and you're upgrade ready in 2 years versus 3. Right now, bring T-Mobile your phone and get the amazing iPhone 14 on us. Trapped. Free.
Get the amazing iPhone 14 on us.
Trapped. Free.
Start your day with all the support you need in Skechers Arch Fit sandals. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists using over 20 years of data to create a sandal that provides foot and arch support for all-day comfort. Podiatrist certified arch support for men and women.
Dylan Cruz was one of the most famous high school prospects in recent memory, looking like a high first-round pick as early as his sophomore year in high school in Florida, where Wyatt Langford was essentially anonymous to scouts until last season, his sophomore year at Florida. They are closer than people think as prospects, with Cruz's separating ability being his instincts in center field and his pitch selection, that key tool to get to the power in games. Even though Langford is a bit faster and has a bit more raw power, they both will comfortably rank in the top 25 of my top 100 minor league prospects the moment they sign.
Yeah, and they're a lot closer than I think people will think, with Cruz getting so much attention.
Yeah. Well, he plays for LSU. He was famous coming into college, and obviously he's won all the awards. But if you look at the numbers, batting average, Cruz. Homers, Langford. On base, Cruz. Slugging, Langford. Like, it's a very even comparison when you look at the last 2 seasons.
Oh! And here is Dylan Cruz, hit by a pitch and a walk. He has now scored 95 runs. White has 100 RBIs. He got one hit and fouled her off. It's a long shot, but no teammates have ever scored 100 and driven in 100. So he's still got to touch home 5 more times to make that happen.
It's a pretty good duo.
It's a great duo. 1-1, that's high. 2-1. 2-1. This one is sky high to right. Evans makes the play. Follow up on Kylie's point as we look forward to the draft. 70 hit tool for that guy, 60 arm, 55 defense. Probably can stay at center field at the major league level. Do you agree with that, and do you think Langford can stay there?
I definitely think Dylan Cruz is a center fielder. Like, I have zero concerns about that. Langford, I think you need to see more. Like, he's played, he came in as a catcher, played all of left field until really last few weeks, right? Now, he can run well enough to play center field. Does he have the instincts to play the position? I think his first year and a half in the minor leagues will tell you. I don't have any questions about the bat.
No, but I think they absolutely try it. I mean, if you're whoever drafts him.
Round of third. Halter. 2 big outs there for Brandon Sproat.
I think you absolutely start Langford in center field and make him prove you otherwise, because if he can figure out a way to stick there, then obviously value goes up even more.
I think the questions about Cruz's center field play to me are not rooted in what we've seen from him the last 3 years. Like, he makes it look really easy out there.
So here's Trey Morgan, and you can tell, his play distinguishes him, but the hair color also stands out on Trey Morgan. He went all blind, and his dad, John, said, going into his second year, he teetered with some reddish tint. His sister's a cosmetologist, so he goes into the room, he comes out, and Dad, what do you think? He said, I tell you what, if you're going to look that way, it's your age, it's your life. What I'm going to give you is this. You have blonde hair. You better know how to play, man.
Love it.
Well, he does.
He does. He said, Dad, don't worry about it. I got this. Been in the outfield a little bit. He's played first base. He is a terrific athlete and is having a memorable CWS. That's up the middle, and that's going to put him on. Trey Morgan. There is his dad, John.
I had the good pleasure of chatting with John the other day, and he is one heck of a dude. Boy, does he love the game. He was out there coaching me up. We got a little purple.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got a little work done ourselves today.
Wait a second.
Jump in the game. Pops went purple up top.
Well, Pops can take his own advice. Pops can play, so he can pull that off.
Dugas homered his first time up.
Here's the bat right here, right? This is the guy that just has looked so comfortable to get him up with somebody on.
All right, fellas, the next pitch for Sproat is going to be pitch number 100.
And if he gets it out here, it will be his best inning. So something tells me that it wouldn't shock me if he gets out of it here. If Soley lets
I bet he goes back
out for one more.
Yeah. If he gets out of it, I mean, if he gets Dugas, yeah, I think he would go back for the 5th.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
You lean on one into the bullpen like he did last time. I think he's going to have to deal with that changeup or maybe that slider. Did a nice job of wasting that one.
Ready for the 2-2. And off the end of the bat to center field. Langford coming, late jump, and he cannot get it. That ball still on the ground. Roberts held at third base. Morgan, I should say, held at third base. It was a close one. It helped that Evans ran over there quickly, but Langford was fairly deep.
What'd you think, KP?
It was a little late. It was a little late. He didn't go back on it, but it was not a great jump as far as first few steps. Then he closed on it, gave himself a chance, and it's in his glove and then out. He was a step slow reacting to it. still just about made up for it.
But Ty Evans saved a run right there.
Yes.
Right? Ty Evans getting over there promptly and getting that ball in as quickly as possible, because Josh Jordan at third base, he had the windmill going. Like, he's sending Trey Morgan until Ty Evans gets that ball in, and they're going to put Beloso on.
Yeah, the way he's hitting, not the worst idea. Kevin O'Sullivan coming out now to talk to Sproat. Got a bases loaded situation with Joe Bear up. And lefty Cade Fisher has all the ability in the world and was thrust into an uncomfortable position earlier due to a mistake and how many times O'Sullivan had gone to the mound. But did the job.
Yeah, no idea that he was going to come into the game. The left-hander came in there and kind of allowed Florida to hang on. Just a freshman, too.
Spectacular in the regional against Texas Tech. A big reason why the Gators were able to work their way through the losers bracket of their home regional. Since then, they have not lost.
So how hard has it been for Sproat? In the first inning, LSU had 6 guys come to the plate. In the second inning, 6 guys came to the plate. In the third inning, 6 more guys came to the plate. And here we are in the fourth, and this is the 6th guy.
And he got Cruz and White out to start the inning.
Yes.
Now Braden Joubert with the bases loaded. It's still just a 1-run game.
Kevin O'Sullivan walking back into the dugout. I don't know who he looked at, but it's whoever has a walkie-talkie said get him going.
I think that's a message from Sproat to him saying, yeah, not a lot left here. 0-1.
No.
Good pitch.
I'd be surprised if he said it to him out there. I think some of it is just understanding the situation. I mean, LSU's left 7 on in the first 3 innings and got him loaded again. It has been chaotic so far.
The pitchers all the time who give you 100+ will then come off and say, but there were very few stressful pitches. He's had a bunch of stressful pitches. Morgan's at third, Dugas at second, Beloso at first. The 1-2. Good pitch. Boy, he has come up with the outs when he needed them. Another strikeout for Brandon Sproat, and they leave 3 more on. We'll talk with the head man from Florida right after this.
Right now at Rooms to Go, shop sizzling July 4th hot buys. Like this comfortable 5-piece leather living room, on sale just $19.99 or $37 a month interest-free. In your choice of 3 colors. Save big with hot buys at Rooms to Go.
This is how legends
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Super Chevy dealers.
Right now at Rooms to Go, shop sizzling July 4th hot buys. Like this classic sofa and love seat. On sale, just $9.99 or $19 a month interest-free. In your choice of 2 great colors. Save big with hot buys at Rooms to Go.
Welcome back to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Joined with Kevin O'Sullivan. Brendan Sproat will get you out of some base loaded jams a couple times. What have you seen from him?
I think LSU's hitters have done a really good job. I think it all started with Dugas at bat in the first, and they just made him work.
For your hitters, second time around against Floyd, what adjustments you want to see?
We just need to be more aggressive with the fastball. Obviously, Ty's got a really good fastball. I think we've been taking too many pitches on the outer half of the plate, and we got to get a leadoff man and get something going.
How much longer are we going to see Sproat?
Not too much longer.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, well, he's not done, I guess.
Sounds like he's not.
Yeah, I mean, that could also be interpreted as like, well, we have to get through our offense, and then that may be about it. It's remarkable that it's 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth with all the runners LSU has had. And it feels like you'll see a little bit more aggressive Florida offense against Ty Floyd, who's got 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. And you think about a guy that is On one end with the number of pitches, he's got 57.
Yeah, the run last inning, but it has been low stress for the most part for Ty Floyd. He's got a guy right here in BT Ripel, though, that can get the barrel to a heater. Like, he knows how to hunt a fastball.
As this one looks like Morgan will give way, and he does, to Thompson, who was in that shift again. You know, you played middle infield. How would you feel about shifting all that time? And this may be due to injury, etc. They have other. It's not necessarily just a range thing. Like, you're better.
Yeah, I think you got to have the right dude in Dugas, who's proven he's just totally team guy. That's why he wears number 8. I think also, you know, it depends on how much you've played on the other side of the bag, right? It'd be interesting to see how much Jordan Thompson has played pure second base coming up, because since he's been at LSU, it's been all shortstop. But one thing you know with Jay Johnson is they've worked at it.
Yes. Luke Heyman, 0-1. First pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. Backdoor breaking pitch misses.
3 in a row?
Yes.
I don't think he's thrown 3 in a row to anybody. That just tells you how they view Luke Heyman right now.
That's been the most effective pitch for Floyd. He's the one rides up above the bat. Heyman reached on a single, then a pass ball got him to second base. That's where it ended. Good run on that fastball at 94.
Last time Heyman got a fastball right about the middle of the thighs and shot it into right field.
Great slider away. He picks up strikeout number 8. The WNBA is on ABC tomorrow. 1 o'clock Eastern time. The Mystics take on Brianna Stewart and Liberty. Then at 3, the Sparks and the Wings. WNBA action Sunday, 1 and 3 Eastern time on ABC and the ESPN app.
Right now.
Foul off first pitch. Shellnut with 2 down here in the 4th.
He's a little soupy wearing a Superman uni today. It's
that got schemes on the back of it? Like what we got there?
Makes sense.
If it goes 3 games, I mean, the question a lot of college baseball people are asking, do you see schemes again? Good fastball at 95.
I think if a championship's on the line and you got a 1-run lead with 2 innings to go, it'd be hard not to give him the ball.
Yeah, I don't think he would start to.
Right.
I'd be shocked if he did, but also be shocked if he's not walking down the bullpen at some point. It's funny, even if you're not going to use him, I'd have him put his spikes on and walk him down the bullpen at some point, because the place would go absolutely nuts.
Chase that one. It's been the best pitch. He's got 9 strikeouts. LSU's got a 2-1 lead. We're through 4th.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. Ooh, my lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Enjoy your stay.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Stay 2 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Ready? Move! Extraction 2 is the #1 movie on Netflix.
What am I supposed to do now?
Anything you want.
You could go on hikes, learn to knit, try to reach mindfulness.
These men are killers.
So am I. Hang on tight!
Haven't you heard? I'm a bit of a legend now.
Extraction 2, rated R, now playing.
I'm Alex Bregman. I played in Omaha for the LSU Tigers. Now I play third base for the Houston Astros. My favorite thing about Omaha was just the love for the game that the fans had there. The town shuts down and all that matters is college baseball. LSU and Omaha definitely prepared me to play here in the big leagues. When you play on a big stage like that in front of 30,000 people, the game slows down for you now. So it's a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it.
Talk about producing. Gustafson is just stepping in it right now. Cubs and the Cardinals, 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. The London series. That's at kind of breakfast. It's not at Wimbledon, but it's in London. And then it's the Astros, Bregman at the Dodgers. Alex Bregman just hit a grand slam for the Astros. They lead the Dodgers 6-3. That's Sunday Night Baseball right after baseball tonight. And don't forget, of course, Game 2 of this College World Series tomorrow afternoon. Gus is back. Jordan Thompson. So Sproat, not for very long, but it's starting the inning.
Feels like one base runner. One base runner, you go get him. Maybe there's a matchup. I mean, Pearson from the left side next.
Oh. That's a pitch that the LSU hitters have been able to lay off while the Gators have chased that one that starts, in the zone. It's a great pitch. But it's led to 9 strikeouts from Floyd. Oh, 4. That may be it. That's 4 pitches to walk. So 3 walks, then the intentional walk, 4, 5 walks, and a hit batter from Brandon Sproat. And Cade Fisher is coming out of the bullpen for the Gators. We'll take a timeout. The flamethrower is going to have to watch. It's still a very tight game here in Omaha. 2-1. Nobody out, 5th inning.
With wet AMD, sometimes I worry my world is getting smaller because of my sight. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, which means doing more of what I love. Vabysmo is the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye, or are allergic to it or any of its ingredients. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. Although uncommon, there is a potential risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots.
Open up your world.
A chance for up to 4 months between treatments with Vabysmo. Ask your doctor.
Well, Brandon Sproat's day is done. He pitched into the 5th, leadoff walk. That'll get him out of there. 7 strikeouts. The stuff was actually good. The execution, I would say, over and over again, it wasn't great. When he had to make a big pitch, he did. Sproat goes 4 and change. Left 10 base runners on for LSU. The ref talked about it just a minute ago. He faced 6 hitters in each the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. Walks the leadoff man, and he's out of there. But he only gave up 2 runs. Through all of that traffic and everything else, still give him a chance to win this one, and now they'll go to the freshman. He's been one of their 2 or 3 most reliable arms out of the bullpen. He give him a little bit of length, too. On for the 26th time, he's thrown 44 2/3. For the lefty, slider is his best swing in this pitch. The fastball will be in the low 90s.
And if anybody looks at a freshman, a 19-year-old kid, and says this is pressure, there's nothing like to his last appearance in which they used too many mound visits, and he was sitting out there watching the closer, blow guys up, and all of a sudden he's thrust into the game. And when he was asked, like, what were you thinking? He said, just, I don't want to blow this. And he didn't. Well, there are T-shirts out there now. Kevin O'Sullivan has worn. On the back it says, yes, I can count to 6. 6 is the maximum amount of mound visits before you have to make a change, and they had to take their closer out. So it's lefty on left. Fisher gets the bottom of the order, Pearson, and then Milazzo. Comes into a 2-1 game, team down. Another massive crowd on hand here at Charles Schwab Field, about 25,000 or so. Doesn't get it on the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good breaking pitch, 1-2. Yep.
That early return if you're Kevin O'Sullivan. Freshman comes in. At least this time he knew he was going in the ballgame and he was ready. Goes back to that slider. Game against righties or lefties. That is his biggest swing and miss pitch. When he gets into a 2-strike count, you'll see more of that. Berkey, the numbers kind of outstretch the pure stuff for the freshman. He's not going to go out and show you a bunch of 94s and 95s, but he's going to throw you a ton of strikes.
And handles the moment incredibly well.
Good pitch to get ahead of Milazzo. 0-1. And when Riopelle went out, I mean, it's not like you came in and you had your full complement of pitches. He was thrust into it. It was that same keep your heart rate down message, and he was able to do it. He's throwing nothing but seeds in there.
He just stuck 2 fastballs glove side, so in on the right-handed hitter and exactly where he wanted to throw it. You can see Riopelle calling for the fastball, set up right in the inside black, and the freshman hit it twice.
Charged. Halter got rid of it quickly. A nice play by the third baseman, and they were 2 down.
Well, nice to have a couple hitters under your belt before you get to turn this lineup over and face Cruz and White. But it's just interesting to watch Cade Fisher work. He has that it that all coaches are looking for young pitchers, where it's just like you trust him.
Yeah.
He's ready for the moment, and even if he's got a heartbeat that's racing, it certainly doesn't look like it on the outside or with his execution.
Slider underneath the bat of Cruz. Cade Fisher on in relief of Brandon Sproat. 2 down, runner at second. Wow, oh, he gets that. That is painting.
Change up on the outside edge right there. And that stat we just showed, 10 runners left on for LSU to this point. It's just hard to believe this is a 1-run game. They need Cruz to cash this one in.
The 0-2 from Fisher. Way outside, he got him. Cade Fisher went 93. Cruz punched out. Play it. Take us to break. In 3, 2, 1.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
You inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
Can Sugar Ray Leonard do everyday tasks wearing boxing gloves?
Happy birthday.
And now putting on his new ArchFit Skechers Slip-ins. You just step in and go with comfort that will knock you out. Try new ArchFit hands-free Skechers Slip-ins.
With Verizon, you can now get a private 5G network, so you can do more than connect your business. You can make it even smarter. Now ports can know where every piece of cargo is and where it's going.
Right on time.
Robots can predict breakdowns and order their own replacement parts.
Nice work.
And retailers can get ahead of the fashion trend of the day with a new line tomorrow. With a Verizon private 5G network, you can get more agility and security, giving you more control of your business. We call this enterprise intelligence from the network America relies on.
You gotta get up, yeah, you gotta get up. You're living like whoa.
Well, it's been a masterpiece here for Ty Floyd. He's got 9 strikeouts. He did give up the walk, and that walk ended up scoring. But Floyd has been outstanding. Now, again, we've seen this before. Let's see if he can hold it through the 5th and deeper. He'll get 8-9-1 as Evans swings at a slider, 0-1. So Shelnut, who batted 7th, has struck out twice. Evans has struck out once. Halter has struck out once. 7, 8, 9 are currently 0 for 4 punch-outs. And that's a line shot. That one is down the line. Going over to cut it off is Pearson. And Evans is hustling to second, and he dives in with a double. Ty Evans leadoff double for the Gators, and the tying run is aboard.
Well, I mean, again, in a game where it's been all Tigers, here come the Gators, a hanging breaking ball. Ty Floyd gets away from his best pitch and does Ty Evans a favor. And that is called putting the gas pedal down and running wide open. Ty Evans with a leadoff double. The Gators just one swing of the bat away from tying it up.
Ty Floyd hadn't made too many mistakes today, but that was an 0-2 breaking ball that just caught way too much. You can get away with that first pitch sometimes because guys will take it. Can't get away with it 0-2. Ty Evans now finds himself in scoring position with nobody out.
Halter's got 6 sacrifices this year. He's the 9-hitter. And both White and Morgan are in on the corners. He will square and
this is one of those situations. Of course, we saw Trey Morgan make one of the best plays you'll ever see a first baseman make to save LSU's season. And right here, he's got no responsibilities other than the bunt, right? So obviously, you got to be aware of a slash in case Halter pulls it back and rips one down his throat. But like if you're Trey Morgan right now, this is one of those opportunities to be aggressive. And let's go back and look at this one, fellas. This was as good as it gets. A safety squeeze, and without the incredible charge and then the shovel pass, LSU season might be over right now. But instead, they're alive and kicking.
Yeah, Trey Morgan said they practice this every single day. And he says, during the fall, I'm sitting here wondering, why do we do this? They don't bunt in the SEC. They only hit homers. And then you go and you make a play like that, and you realize why Jay Johnson wants to do the little things every day.
Looked like the old school Tommy Frazier option pitch.
He sure did. Exactly right. So we had a meeting between the third base coach and the hitter, and then Jay Johnson came out for a quick talk with the home plate umpire. And White will have one play, and he throws it to first. So the bunt works for Halter. Third base goes Evans as the tying run.
That's the way you do it when you're trying to get a guy over to third base, right? Make the third baseman charge and play catch. That was beautifully done. And now Kay Curlin with a chance to tie this game up without the need of a base hit. The Gators have been leaning on the homer, but playing a little small ball here in 5th.
.16 homers was a single season. Oh, here comes Jay Johnson again. Single season record by a second baseman for Florida. Nobody's warming, and anytime there's some base runners or traffic, Jay comes out and has a conversation.
He likes to slow it down. He has started taking over the mound visits from pitching coach Wes Johnson. He asks Wes, what's the pitching plan? So he goes out there and delivers that first, but then he relays to the infield based on what the pitching plan is, what he wants them to do from a position standpoint, the thought process. Here, I'm certain they're probably at least thinking about what happens if there's a safety squeeze here in this situation, because you can't totally eliminate that here with the freshman up to bat.
It would be something different for Curlin. He does not have a sack bunt this year, but yeah, obviously situation calls for at least
get that runner in.
Yeah, and the time to go out and just kind of talk to everybody, make sure everybody's on the same page if they do.
So again, the 5th inning, and you see the 3rd time through the order, his K percentage is fairly similar to what it is in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. His walk percentage goes up a little bit. And here's Curlin swinging away.
That was a chance right there, right?
Yep.
That was that thigh-high heater. And right here with Curlin, again, they got the middle back. You got a day where the wind's blowing in your favor. You just got to be short to the back of the ball, use the middle of the field.
He is late on both, and now it is 0-2.
You're not going to see anything else, I'll tell you that, especially right now. And this, at least intentionally in this, Floyd is going to try to throw that same pitch right at the letters, right at the last minute, to LSU brings the infield.
Yes, they do. And he got sawed off, and it comes back up here.
And I like the adjustment by Jay Johnson, right? It's 0-2, so you're anticipating softer contact.
Yep.
So go ahead and bring the infielders into a position where you think if the ground ball's hit at them, they can still make the out at home.
Gators 3 for 28, runners in scoring position, 0 for 4 tonight. Evans is at 3rd in the 0-2. That's way high.
I don't think Florida will go on a ground ball. You got Wyatt Langford on deck, right? Yep. You don't want to make an out at the plate here. I think my guess is Ty Evans is going to make this ball go through.
Looked like Griffin Herring was just starting to kind of stretch a little bit. Nobody's doing anything out in that bullpen yet throwing wise. They're just stretching. But the LSU bullpen has become a strength of this team. 1-2 to Curlin.
He's getting closer. He was really tardy his first 2 swings, but the last couple foul balls look closer. And you see him choking up right there, like that. You see that downward move he's making with his practice swing, just thinking about how short can I be to the front of the zone.
Mix it up here. If you're going to throw him a slider, I think he bounces. I mean, it's something to where you got to trust Milazzo, throw it down and out of the zone, and then maybe come back with the fastball after. But it's all that he has seen his entire at bat so far is fastballs.
And he did slap to the second baseman. He missed it. Runner was coming on contact, and we are tied. Gavin Dugas would have had to come up with it cleanly. They did send Evans. He slides across the plate. And in the bottom of the 5th, it's 2-2.
Gators played aggressively, right? They're going on contact, reading down angle and making the Tigers make a play. And Gavin Dugas unable to come up with this one. And the Gators steal one.
I know that they did not get the out at home play, but the thought to bring the infield in with 2 strikes right there was brilliantly played by Jay Johnson. They got the ball that they wanted. Dugas just couldn't handle it.
So Curlin thrown out, run in, and here's Langford. Strikeout and a double. Boom. Right by him, and he didn't look ready for that 96.
He started there. That is a lively heater Ty Floyd has.
Challenged him again to short. Thompson kind of stuck that glove down, and he stuck the landing on it. But it is now LSU 2, Florida 2. We head to the 6th in game 1.
The will states that Mr. Marbles will receive everything he needs in perpetuity thanks to auto ship from Chewy.
I always loved that old man.
And he gets the summer house.
What? Save more on what they love and never run out with auto ship from Chewy.
Sure, McDonald's breakfast is good.
But getting that McDonald's breakfast 2 minutes before it stops being served, that tastes even better.
John and Kelly use AT&T. Steve and Anna have Spectrum Mobile. What's the difference? With AT&T, John and Kelly pay a lot more for their 2 unlimited lines. With Spectrum, Steve and Anna get 1 unlimited mobile line for $29.99 and their second line free. And with Spectrum, there are no added taxes or hidden fees.
We're switching to Spectrum.
Get 1 unlimited line for $29.99 and get your next line free. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/unbeatable, a Spectrum store, or call 844-805-2929 today.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Welcome back to Omaha. 2 nights ago, this guy sent one over the wall, a walk-off home run for Tommy White, and everyone's phone was lighting up, including Jay Johnson, who got a text, his favorite one, from Warren Morris. It says, best wishes in the championship series. I love a walk-off home run. Jay says the best text he's ever gotten. Go Tigers. It's kind of a funny joke because Warren Morris had the walk-off home run in 1996, 2 outs, gave them the championship.
White took a hack at the first one. Yeah, not only did it give them a championship, it sent current Red Sox manager Alex Cora down to the ground in tears for a while. Huge home run, and White certainly put himself into the memory bank of all Tigers fans with that one. And that is roped into right. That's going to get down. Evans will pick it up. But that's what Tommy White does as well as anybody. Go back into the Wayback Machine. Flashback to a shot that just got over the wall and right, and that ended it. And you'll see the reaction from LSU and from the Miami Hurricanes as well. A walk-off to win a championship series for Warren Morris.
Common theme, both breaking balls. The old hanging breaking ball, KP. Sometimes it gets a take. Sometimes
it goes a long ways.
Kate Fisher has come in and thrown nothing but strikes.
Oh, that's it!
Ooh, that would have been 13 in a row, but instead his first ball to Trey Morgan. Dugas on deck. He's had a good game. He's reached all 3 times with a walk, then the homer, then the single. And Morgan singled his last time up and then misses badly. Doesn't really feel like this game would be scored 2-2 given what we've seen.
They've done a nice job of getting it in there on Morgan. I mean, they know the game plan for sure.
Sproat did it, and now Fisher doing the exact same thing. And he just missed a called strike on a fastball in earlier in this at bat, too.
That one is caught by Caglione, fires to second, and they throw it back to Fisher, who wasn't on the bag. Wow, like a quarterback, Caglione threw a bullet to Rivera.
What an athlete.
How many first basemen in the country make this play?
Climb the ladder and then a BB to Rivera. And Fisher did a nice job of locking his ball. But look at the athleticism. I mean, the vert and then 95 right to Rivera's chest. How many make it? Maybe Nick Kurtz.
I was going to say Kurtz. Yeah, Spider-Man.
But there aren't. I don't think there's 5.
Yeah,
that make that play, and then a perfect throw to get the lead runner.
Slow roller. This is trouble. Barehanded. No. Safe at first is Dugas. Good effort by Halter, but it was so slowly hit. Didn't have much chance.
Yeah, well, this is the opposite of what we talked about earlier with Curlin, right? This is your only chance, and love the angle he takes. That is the only chance to retire Dugas, and even that came up a half step short. Heck of a try, though, by the Gator third baseman, Colby Halter.
What do you think that ball sounded like in Tommy White's ear when it flew by him?
They were asking about whether he fouled it off his foot. I didn't have that.
That he was even making the throw.
He definitely heard it, though.
So a big spot again for Beloso, who was intentionally walked his last time up. More base runners for LSU, and he gets the call at the bottom of the zone. On the year, Fisher is 6-0. Coming into today, had thrown 46 innings with 16 earned runs allowed, 44 strikeouts. He's given up just one home run.
Well, he's been very special on the mound, and that's what got him an invite to the USA national team here recently. He's been identified as one of the special young left-handers in the country. They don't just hand those invites out. You can see why with outings like this.
I think you maybe see him in that starter's role next year. See what Florida, obviously Caglione plugs right into that potential. Brandon Neely, who's been so good at the back end of the bullpen this year. But Fisher profiles as a guy that you could definitely look at as a starter. How about this? Dugas and Beloso. 7 times to the plate today. They've reached base all 7 times so far.
They are looking for a ground ball right here to Beloso, 1-1.
How about?
What?
Oh, that's up.
What a slider. And he got him.
It's only 2, BT. Just 2, big dog. BT's having a little laugh at himself right there. A sweeping slider breaking all the way across the plate. BT's all fired up, and he tosses it back out there before he realizes, whoops.
1 for 9, guys, with 11 left on base. Jobert, the guy. Check it. Jared Jones is going to pinch hit for Braden Jobert. Jobert had struck out 3 times, so it's Jones up. And ball 1.
Interesting. What middle of April, where Jared Jones was hitting in the cleanup role, sitting in the middle of this batting order. He had a monster first half of the season.
14 home runs, 12 doubles, over 300 average, and he got one there, and he sends it to the seats down the right field line.
I love Jay Johnson playing the matchup right here, right? I mean, this dude, especially with the conditions today, like he gives you a puncher's chance. And with Jobert just not seeing the ball great, this to me is a really wise decision here from Jay Johnson.
Morgan and Dugas, the base runners. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pinch hitter skies this one, and it's going to get into the seats as well.
This is another one that's put together okay, too. It's a freshman, folks.
That's not your average freshman build.
Jones rolls it over, and that is the play you can take. Halter steps on third. Well, we've seen one side of Caglione tonight. That rifle arm, we'll see his bat when we come back. He'll lead off for the Gators in a 2-2 game.
Okay. Show up to the party, it's gorilla. With an itty bitty chance of having a good time. Polo tie, why is he making impressions? Look like a exes.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover.
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
To challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be all you can be.
If you just set out to build an electric car, that's all it will ever be, an electric car. But the Polestar 2 is something more. Every detail designed to be quietly distinctive. Polestar 2, the way electric cars should be. Visit Polestar.com to test drive and order today.
Welcome back, everyone. Sunday before Game 2, I should say, of the Men's College World Series Finals, the 3 finalists for the Golden Spikes. And the winner will be announced. Caglione, Florida, Skeens and Cruz. Who's going to take home the USA Baseball top honor? That's Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Time, ESPN and the ESPN app. So it may be this guy, and here's Caglione against Floyd. Defensive replacement Paxton Kling is now in right field for LSU. He takes Jobert's place. 31 big home runs for Caglione on the season. And is yet to leave the building and is yet to come up with an RBI. Did have a double his first time up.
Well, he just ended his longest RBI drought of the year. Let's see if he can end his home run drought.
Not there. That has been the pitch for Floyd all night long.
One thing we've seen from Caglione this year, though, is he can look bad on a pitch and then launch it on the very next one. So be careful here.
Tied him up. How many strikeouts? That's 10 for Floyd.
That is 10, and struck out somebody in every inning except the 5th. Watch pitch location. Consistently fastball up and out of the zone. He's used a slider to get ahead, and then this one, for the most part, to finish guys off. It is up, it is elevated, it spins a little bit more than your big league average. And his best today has been 96, 97. He did it again to Caglione right there for his 10th strikeout of the day.
Good pitch, slider to get ahead of Rivera. It's a clinic right now by Ty Floyd.
Ty Floyd's made himself some money here in Omaha. I mean, if you're one of the modern day teams that love the four-seam heater, how about a little swing and miss change piece too? Like, how can you not be excited about what you've seen from Ty Floyd? He's run through Wake Forest in Florida.
Yeah.
Just really lived in the Paul Skeens shadows all year long, but like, I mean, the numbers are very, very impressive in a number of his outings.
There was little interest out of high school, and he said to his mom, I want to go to LSU. That's my lifelong dream. And he's living it right now. 11 punch-outs, 2 in the inning for Ty Floyd.
Not elevated, but still plenty of life on this fastball. 85 after playing that at bat. Rivera saw everything. It was a slider to start, and it was a changeup down and out of the zone, and he finishes him with that one. 21 strikeouts in the College World Series. Tied with a guy in the dugout right there. You're tied with Skeens for anything
that has to do with pitching.
You are winning.
Exactly.
0-1. He's going to have the record. I mean, I think the odds are pretty good of that. If he gets himself one more inning.
That ball is hammered to right field. All is right. It is out of here. B.T. Ryapel. And as he flies the fence, the Gators jump into the lead. .6 miles per hour off the bat. And Florida now leads it 3-2.
B.T. Ryapel has 6 hits in the postseason, boys. 5 of them have been launched, and all he does is come up with big hits. A no-doubter into the right field seats, and a heck of a grab in the stands. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Florida is leading in this ballgame.
13 men left on base, and you guys will look at replay. That fastball was sort of like the one that he struck out Rivera on. It wasn't elevated.
Now that one was more middle, the one to Rivera caught the edge, but that, again, that's the one you're hunting in the Gator dugout, and boy, Riopelle didn't miss it.
0-2 to Heyman.
Oh. 1-2.
Gavin Guidry is warming for the LSU Tigers. And 13 runners left on base right now is looming large. There's that elevated pitch for a strikeout. A dozen strikeouts, but he gives up the homer to B.T. Riopelle. B.T. tonight, big time.
You gotta get up. Yeah, you gotta get up. Hey.
Another health insurance commercial, another aqua aerobics scene.
Yep, most health insurance companies see us all the same. Smiley seniors, golfing, hiking.
Don't forget antiquing.
That's why I chose Humana.
They see me, not a stereotypical senior.
I'm pre-diabetic, so I talked one-on-one with the Humana health educator who really helped me. Now I'm taking free cooking and meditation classes.
Not aqua aerobics.
Better care begins with listening. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
You love a cold, refreshing soft drink from McDonald's. So we've got even colder ones.
Get any size frozen drink for just $1.79 or try a medium lemonade for $2.49. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. The time is right, the party's just begun. So let the good times roll. Go ahead and let the good times roll.
Hurry in for 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $2,000 bonus cash on a 2022 Ford Escape. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
You love a cold, refreshing soft drink from McDonald's. So we've got even colder ones.
Get any size frozen drink for just $1.79 or try a medium lemonade for $2.49. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back, everyone. Another surefire sign of the summer, the College World Series. Got a little cornhole going on. That zone has been filled up all week long. Huge, huge crowds. And anytime the team in purple and gold shows up in Omaha, you tend to get a few more people. They just have not come up with the big hit tonight when they needed it yet. And as a result, the Gators have come back and now lead 3-2 in this game one best of three. And again, the players have absolutely made it live up to the greatest show on dirt. So Fisher back on the mound, and he's been terrific in relief. Think about it, guys. The start that they got from Floyd so far in Ackenhausen, they've been terrific with the arms. You know, it hasn't been their pitching that's really been the issue. At least in this game, it's been the inability to drive in that big run. And they've had so many chances. Still time, only the top of the 7th inning.
2-1.
But that does weigh on a lineup. Like you know, there's only so many chances that a team like Florida is going to give you. And it's pretty obvious Cade Fisher has his A game.
Yeah.
I mean, he has shown you that really from the first pitch.
You brought up a good point in the break. You talked about Ty Floyd and just baseball in the era that we live in. I mean, the guy is pitching so great. And the 3 true outcomes: walk, home run, strikeout. Tough play here at third. Good strong throw though. Halter as he waited on it. And Thompson is out. But Floyd locates, and you're not seeing Riopelle take him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. Like, we've seen it, right? He's got the LSU record for punch-outs because the fastball is just electric. But if he gets that ball below the belt, the hitters they know heaters coming, so they're geared up for it. They're going to give you their A+ swing, and a team like Florida is going to make you pay.
Yes. And again, Florida scoring 44% of their runs on home runs. Get that big one there. The breaking pitch is in there for a called strike to Josh Pearson, the 8-hitter. This was the first guy that Fisher faced, and he lays down a drag bunt, and smartly he does let it go. I think he heard you.
Yeah,
I think
quick
he did.
foul. It was really good.
Yeah, I try to coach him up. Okay.
Building with 25,000 Berkeys up here talking into a headset, but Fisher, you fed Fisher some good advice.
That's that part about thinking out loud again. That was it right there.
Let
her out.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good bunt right there by Josh Pearson. Just caught the edge of the lip. Once it falls off the edge of the grass, it's going foul.
Yep, he got it. Slider got him. Fisher picks up another strikeout. That's his 4th since coming on in relief.
Been efficient, too. It's going to work right away. And again, when he gets to a plus count, this is the one you're usually going to see. Goes right back to the slider. Perfect location, 0-2. Down, away. If you get a swing, they're not going to do anything with it. If they don't, still in the plus count.
And you look at Fisher, like he's ready. You know, he's out there. He's waiting for the guy to get into the box. And in this case, it's Milazzo, the 9-hitter, and he throws a letter high fastball in there for a strike.
He does not need the pitch clock.
No.
It's not relevant to him.
College has been a great training ground as they get to the major leagues and they deal with it. But they talk about tempo. I mean, that's one of the things that Florida, that's one of the things they all work on. Like, they all believe, in a sense, you're turning your brain off. Get it and throw it. Get your call and go.
Yeah, Sully's been big on that regardless of pitch clocks, but the Gators have even picked up their pace more this year.
Inside, they want it, and they got another punch out. That's 5 for Cade Fisher. Give us some emotion from Fisher and the first 1-2-3 inning from a Gator arm tonight.
Mean what they say what they mean, yeah, the way I see. Might as well be me.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
We need a clutch hit. Derek. Derek Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
I have a surprise for you.
I have a surprise for you.
What? Let's say it at the same time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I booked
a rustic cabin in Vermont.
Beach.
Free cancellation on most days.
Well, that's good too.
That's nice.
Booking.com, booking.
Yeah.
Narrow is no good. That's why I wear new wide-fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins. You just step in and go with no bending down. They even go on easy sitting because wider is better. Even I could have made that. Try new wide-fit Skechers slip-ins.
Here's the menu, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You wake up on Sunday and you are locked and loaded. You want some tea and crumpets. We're going to have a game in London, Cubs and the Cardinals, 10 a.m. Eastern time. A little whiskey ribeye from Omaha, Nebraska. Learned all about the Drover, famous restaurant here for steaks. And then dinner, you can grab a Dodger dog from L.A. Astros and Dodgers, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So baseball wall-to-wall. Baseball tonight will be on. The Golden Spikes will be awarded as well. It is a good day to be a baseball fan and check out ESPN. Speaking of baseball, the Astros currently lead the Dodgers. And Alex Bregman, the LSU superstar, has got a grand slam in that game. He's 2 for 4. Altuve has 3 hits, and they are killing him out there in LA, kind of chanting cheater every time he comes to the plate. It seems to be working for Altuve. He's got 3 hits. Yep, Shelnutt just watched that go by. That's another strikeout, and the totals continue to climb. What a performance by Floyd. 13 strikeouts.
He did it with a changeup here, right on right changeup, and this is one that he's had the ability to throw with pretty good success today. Did you see that ball strike number, by the way? 102nd pitch right there. He's thrown 73 strikes.
That's amazing.
A ton.
He still has that. That's 96. And, you know, we talked at the top about the shortstop background and that short. I mean, that is quick on you.
Yeah.
Well, tonight we can't use the conditions in the ballpark as an alibi.
No.
This has been again, it's still a big ballpark, but it's a hitter's night. The wind has been friendly. That four-seamer is just as pure as you can throw it.
Slider up. And he's now another strike away from picking up 14. Evans doubled and scored in the 5th inning. Florida's getting out hit in this game, 8-5. That's another one. 14 strikeouts, and you're starting to move into some historic territory here in Omaha in a College World Series game.
Goodness, KP, this fastball is electric.
Yeah, and it has not lost a beat since the first inning. Velocity-wise, effectiveness, none of it. He has carried this thing all the way through.
You know, you wonder if not being a pitcher through his high school years, or solely a pitcher, affords that arm the advantage of having so many bullets in it and this velocity maintenance into the 7th inning. That's close one at 97 for a ball.
But that's his max velo for the game.
Yeah.
97. And here he is at pitch 107.
And it looks very relaxed, you know, like he is playing catch from shortstop. 1-1. 1-2.
Mikey Rivera with the toss in the crowd. The Gator catcher from 2017 when these two teams last tangoed for the title.
Strikeouts. Ty Floyd. Most strikeouts in a College World Series game is 20. He's got 15, and he has been outstanding through 7.
ESPN Plus, it's in the app. Everything you want right here, no cap.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You clock in for happy hours, late nights, and regulars. Because you don't just carry kegs, you carry the night. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get 2.49% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $750 purchase allowance on 2023 Buick Encore GX models.
Stay 2 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Whenever you're hungry, there's a deal on the Subway app. Buy 1 footlong, get one 50% off in the Subway app today.
Now that's a deal worth celebrating.
Man, what are you doing? Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA consent is prohibited.
A lot of strikeouts, a couple of home runs. It's been the difference right here. Florida's got a 3-2 lead. And you take a look at our game track. Floyd is the guy. And the 9-inning record, by the way, 9-inning record at the World Series is 17 strikeouts. So that is certainly much in danger, assuming he's going to come back. Michael Robertson, who made the incredible catch the other night, is now gone in this defensive replacement in center field. We'll get you some others in a moment. And the first one is on the ground. And a huge out to start the inning as Cruz is retired here in the 8th. Robertson is in center field. Langford goes from left to center. Kickofer goes to right. White, this is a dangerous man here. He can certainly tie the game. How about the catch Michael Robertson made the other night? I mean, that was one of those where he literally had no steps after he caught the ball before he met the wall.
As clutch of a catch as you will ever see.
Keeping it down away from White to elevate those arms. This is the catch.
Brayden Taylor just leans into one. I think TrackMan had this at 4'11". 4'11" and 110 miles an hour off the bat. And you know what it was? It was an F8. And there he is digging it post game. It was a spectacular catch, but the moment even raises it another level.
I love the reaction he had to it. I loved it.
When he was watching it?
Both on the field and when he was watching it. Looked so athletic after he made that play. 0-2 Fisher to White. That ball is drilled. Left field, back, and we are tied. Tommy Tanks does it again. Brand new ball game for one of the best power hitters in college baseball. .400 feet and 107 off the bat. 101 runs batted in on the year and a brand new ball game. Here's Morgan. And that's down 1-0. Another no doubt about it shot.
Tommy Tanks.
2-strike pitch too.
Yeah, he was down on his hogs there in his 2-strike stance. Like, he loves getting into that grounded position and going into compete mode. Oh. I got it down, bro.
Another phenomenal game here in Omaha at the World Series. 3-3, top of the 8th. And that one is down the line and just fouled. Sliced into the hole and by Rivera. Trey Morgan delivers. Second hit of the night.
Here we go. Tommy Tanks down in his 2-strike stance. Look how wide, almost no movement there to get ready, but a hanging breaking ball that's right in his go zone. Slider that just kind of hangs out and over the plate, and Tommy Tanks has made a career of not missing those pitches.
Cade Fisher had him with 2 strikes and a sitting slider into White's wheelhouse. Has tied this game up and forced a pitching change. Brandon Neely, the guy, is coming in with 1 down in the 8th. We'll take a break. In Omaha, game 1. The importance of game 1 when we come back.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. My lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Enjoy your stay.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Sure, there's food at home. But isn't a McDouble with extra pickles, a side of fries, and a high C at home? Don't be ridiculous.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover.
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
To challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools.
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
I just walked by him. I just said, slow down. You know, soak this all in, slow down.
It's slow down, slow down. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Tommy White, but there's a lot of juice in this bat.
I was looking for fastball, and I ended up getting a slider. I just threw my hands up.
Did he get it? Yes, he did! Tommy Tanks walks it off!
You have a moment like that, and it is hard to get to bed. 4 a.m. is the time that Tommy White finally fell asleep, I guess, Friday morning. He did say, then I woke up every hour because I would just dream about that shot over and over. So not a lot of sleep. Last night, much better.
Yeah, if he's dreaming after every homer, he's not getting a lot of sleep.
This is almost the exact same seat.
Yeah, it is.
It lands.
You get Ryan Bell, the catcher's reaction. I mean, he was warm after that.
And both on breaking balls, right? Because Tommy White wants to hit. We've already seen him hit a line drive to right. He wants to hit the fastball to the right of center. And because of that being his timing, when he gets a hanging breaking ball, it just hits itself out to left.
Brought up Neely a little bit ago. Potentially in the starting rotation next year, but he's fit perfectly at the back end of the bullpen for Florida this year. 68 strikeouts and 51 2/3. It's a fastball that will get into the mid-90s. Solid slider right behind it. Primarily fastball slider, a few cutters to righties. More fastball changeup slider to lefties.
13 saves, and the winner of Game 1, best 2 of 3, has won 12 of the 19 titles. 9 times the winner of Game 1 has gone on to sweep. So you win Game 1, put yourself in the driver's seat. 12 of the 19 titles have been won by Game 1 winner. Dugas has had a phenomenal night. He's reached every time, and that ball is down, a slider. Morgan, Dugas, Beloso have been on base a ton. Morgan 3 times, Dugas 4, Beloso 3. Getting a chase again that's way off.
Steady breaking ball. Neely usually leans on that heater, but showing Dugas a ton of respect going to that spinner here in this AB.
Dugas a walk, a homer, 2 singles. That almost elevated a little bit. 17 bombs on the season for Dugas.
Got away with that one.
Yeah.
That one was a mistake.
Against right-handers this year, he's thrown that fastball over 65% of the time. He's come in the first 5 pitches have all been sliders.
Does it again. This one off the end of the bat. Shallow center field. And Robertson is there to make the play. That's the second out of the inning. Neely gets the first guy that he sees. More coverage of the NCAA Men's College World Series and your interactive brackets. Go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. You know, this game mirrors the Major League game a lot. You guys see so many. Has the sweeper made its way into college baseball the same way it has the major leagues, or not quite?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what Skeens did with his slider this year. Is took it and made it a lot more horizontal, and it's totally changed what the pitch looks like and honestly how effective it is.
Beloso, big time pop here, and there is that fastball at 97 on the inside part.
We saw some good sweepers from Cade Fisher, of course.
Yes, we did.
The last one was designed to be that and didn't get there.
Last one got swept.
So we've seen a whole handful of sliders to Dugas, and now we go back-to-back 96 plus with some significant run on it. And a real dangerous hitter. Beloso's been outstanding. Chased that one though, and he got him. But Tommy White, Tommy Tanks, has put his team right back in the thick of things. Exit stage left.
They ran Tommy White. The man knows how to come up in a big moment and deliver.
Break the ice about the first round. Somebody gotta go all night. Somebody got.
Bravo!
For buying a treadmill?
You use the Quicksilver card from Capital One. It's simple, with no annual fee and unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That makes you the hero of every purchase.
Yeah.
And heroes don't take the stairs.
Is this a parachute?
What's in your wallet?
My A1C was up here. Now it's down with Rebelsis.
His A1C?
It's down with Rebelsis.
My doctor told me Rebelsis lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill.
And that people taking Rebelsis lost more weight. I got to my A1C goal and lost some weight too.
Rebelsis isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rebelsis if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rebelsis and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rebelsis with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
You may pay as little as $10 per prescription.
The Bob Carey pedestrian bridge bathed in sunshine as the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Those people right there, they win tonight. Anybody watching this game either here or on your television or tablet, you win too. 3-3, bottom 8. Wow, first pitch fouled off, and that one hurt Milazzo. It's the top of the order for Curlin, then Langford and Caglione, as Floyd just struck out the side the last time he was on the mound for strikeouts 13, 14, and 15.
I love the fact that they sent him back out there. I mean, the eye test tells you that the stuff is still really good for Floyd. We're starting to use that a little bit later on. And the changeup has been solid. Top of the order for the Gators. And wow, these are guys you usually think are going to hit. They really haven't. I mean, the giant home run by Langford earlier, but combined hitting just above 150.
Oh, 0-2 as he looks for strikeout 16. And he got it. 4 in a row, and what a performance for Ty Floyd.
I mean, this is put yourself in legend status for LSU tonight for Ty Floyd.
Ty's Brett Laxton that you guys mentioned earlier in a game against Wichita State in '93 with 16 strikeouts.
And that was in the finals.
And the next one will match the 9-inning record Ed Bain in 1972. Won't be easy. You got Langford and Caglione, the 2 stars for the Gators. Change-up misses away behind 1-0. Pitchers will tell you that is such a crucial thing. You're either up 0-1 or behind 1-0.
Now you really got to be careful, right? 2-0, you just missed with 2 change-ups. You know Langford's here his 4th time through, hunting a heater. Got him for a double back in the 3rd.
Oh, I challenged him. Langford nearly came out of his shoes.
I mean, that's what's so special about the fastball. That you can go elevated fastball and hitters counts against elite guys and get away with it on your 4th time through.
2-1 as he go back to it. He gets the call on the corner. That is paint. As good as Langford is, he wasn't going to be able to hit that. And now what would tie the World Series record in a 9-inning game, a 17th strikeout, is 1 strike away.
It's pretty fascinating, KP, how he comes set. You can see him. He's got that horseshoe grip on his four-seamer in his glove. And you can see how he's very particular about the way he sets his fingers to the baseball. You can see it from behind really well.
Langford, he may have gotten away with one. He pops it up on the infield. And Gus is there to make the play. Big out of Wyatt Langford. There are 2 men down.
He just grabs that four-seamer, pulls down on the seam, and the other thing that Floyd does such a good job of is that spin is so true going to home plate. Every once in a while I get around it a little bit and it'll run, but usually it's just that true old-school four-seam fastball that just lives at the top.
Watch him get his grip. Look how particular how he is about setting that thing. There he is. He's got it across the horseshoes.
Watch out here with Caglione up.
Change up.
Nope, that is Cheese at 96.
He's still leaning into it.
Make a big deal about pitchers not facing a guy 3 times. This is the 4th time he has faced the nation's top home run hitter. Right by him, 0-2. That's right, buddy. And the LSU faithful making up 98% of the people in this building are on their feet. Got him swinging, 17 strikeouts, matching the 9-inning record here in Omaha in the finals.
It's the way it's supposed to be, Rav. We're supposed to be tied going to the 9th. That's the way this entire series has been. Don't go anywhere.
Ty Floyd, 17 strikeouts. Tremendous.
It's always been more than just a game. It is a legacy. Support the USA Basketball Foundation as we look to expand that legacy. For her, for them, for us. All of us, together.
At Legacy Buick GMC, we're knocking deals out of the park this month.
Right now, save $8,000 off MSRP on a 2023 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Plus, well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 60 months when you finance with GM Financial and make no payments for 90 days.
So come shop with us in Slidell or online at LegacyBuickGMC.com.
RAV4, Highlander, Tacoma, Tundra. The name that matters most, North Shore Toyota.
Shop a great selection of new Toyotas, all backed with our complimentary lifetime warranty.
North Shore Toyota, convenient from anywhere, I-12 and 190 in Covington.
North Shore Toyota is your used car headquarters. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, Toyota certifieds. Nearly every make and model in stock with below market prices.
North Shore Toyota, convenient from anywhere, I-12 and 190 in Covington.
Every game has been great. This is another one. We welcome you back to the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. With Chris Button, Kyle Peterson, Chris Burke, I'm Carl Ravitch. It is 3-3 to the last inning. And Ty Floyd has put on a masterful show with 17 strikeouts. And well-deserved congratulations. The pitching that Jay Johnston has got from his guys down the stretch have been phenomenal. So who's going to be the hero tonight? Paxton Kling will bat in a spot occupied by Braden Gilbert. He went in to play right field, and Ely's slider misses. What do you got on Caglione? Because he struggled so mightily. He's been so good. Is he over swinging? What are your?
Well, he always lets it rip, right? I think right now the problem is he's just not making LSU throw the ball in his zone. There's that extra, I'm going to swing myself out of it kind of mode that he's into right now, and there's really no reason to throw him a strike. He hasn't made them.
You're good. 2 balls, 2 strikes in Game 1, best 2 out of 3 College World Series finals all SEC final this year. The SEC's won 8 championships since 2009, 14 times. Last 15 years, at least one team from that conference has been in the finals. Kling chases, and he's gone. Second strikeout for Neely.
Came back from 2-0. Came back from 2-0, works it back to 2-2. Trying to do a little Ty Floyd impression right there. Get to 2 strikes. Let's elevate that thing. Clint can't hold up.
I mean, how many of those have we seen tonight?
Yeah.
Elevate equals deflate for a hitter. The shortstop Thompson. That's fouled straight back. You almost take for granted, too, these kids come in and they're all throwing 96 miles an hour. Like, with all due respect, this isn't old guy. That wasn't the way it always was.
No.
I mean, it has become everybody throws 96.
Yep, rebound. Yeah, I mean, college baseball's had their flamethrowers through the year. Of course, Rocket, Ben, and Pryor. Like there's been these.
But you got
Strasburg,
4
but like,
guys in every bullpen.
Yeah, now it's a half dozen. It feels like on just about every team that's in the mid-90s.
0-2, and he will not offer it. That slider from Neely.
Our starters tonight topped out at 98 and 101.
2023 college baseball. That's what we're doing.
Yes, sir. 97 at the letters. 3 punch-outs in a row for Neely.
He's using that fastball late, too. The elevated fastball to Kling for the first out and just pump this one right on the outside black for the second strikeout. Neely has the plus stuff tonight.
That's the other part. On the biggest stage, these guys are delivering, you know? Not easy. Here's Pearson, and he rolls it right back to him, and that will send the Gators back to the batter's box. Bottom of the 9th. Rivera, Riopel, who's gone yard, and Heyman. It's 3-3. Bottom 9 coming up in game 1.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. My lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Enjoy your stay.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Sure, there's food at home. But isn't a McDouble with extra pickles, a side of fries, and a high C at home? Don't be ridiculous.
Whenever you're hungry, there's a deal on the Subway app. Buy 1 footlong, get 1 50% off in the Subway app today.
Now that's a deal worth celebrating.
Man, what are you doing? Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
It's that time. Tonight's Capital One rewarding performance.
Who could it ever be? Maybe the guy that punched out 17 tonight. 17, gentlemen. Ty Floyd was phenomenal. 2 starts here at the College World Series, 27 strikeouts. He went over the 120 pitch mark. That will do it for his day. But 3 runs on 5 hits, 17 strikeouts for Floyd. Most by an LSU pitcher since 1995, and ties the most that we've seen in any college baseball game this year. Wyatt Hudapole did it for Charlotte.
We all caught a case of Ty Floyd fever tonight with his strikeouts.
See what you did there.
And it's not an original. That's Scott Gustafson, backbench guy. Oh, Scott Johnson, our director, who threw that one out earlier. All right, Riley Cooper's on the mound, and he's charged with making sure the score stays the same. And Riley Cooper, who hadn't had any saves, has 3 of them real quick here in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's been dominant. How about 5 2/3 scoreless here at the College World Series? Just 3 hits allowed. He has been special out of this LSU bullpen since they showed up in Omaha.
Well, Josh Rivera has got 3 strikeouts tonight. He will lead the inning off. He also has 19 homers on the season. And as you can see, a whole bunch of RBIs. We've seen one walk-off. Florida knows all about it from Tommy Tanks. And here's Florida's chance. Oh! Ball one. Rivera, Riopel, Heyman for Kevin O'Sullivan's Gators. One ball and a strike. We're not going to see 98.
93, 94. But again, he's been plenty successful here in Omaha.
Rivera on the ground, and Tommy White fields cleanly and throws, and there's one man down. White has improved as a third baseman, and he made that play look easy.
Very impressive this weekend. How about BT Riopel, though? Speaking of impressive, 6 postseason hits, 5 big flies. BT Riopel playing his last baseball, getting that belly full of homers, playing like a man who wants to go out on top.
Lefty on left, first one right by him as he was thinking about the downs. Riopel says he's going to enter the financial sector once this baseball thing is over, and he's behind 0-2. Homered in the 6th inning. Gave Florida a 3-2 lead. 0-2. On the ground, and they have a shift on, and that would work beautifully, and they're at 2 down in the 9th inning. Nobody warming in that Gator bullpen. How many innings can Neely give them?
Well, I think you got to be careful with using him too much, right? Because you want him to be around.
Well, one to Heyman.
I'd say one more.
I'd say at least. I mean, I think you just kind of shove all in to do what you got to do to win game one. And if he's got to go 3 or 4 to do it, and it ends up getting you a win, that's a trade I'll make.
And if you can't use him tomorrow, you can't use him.
Can't use him tomorrow, you can't use him tomorrow. But if you win, it's worth it.
Yeah, and that guy there, Skeens, looms really large if LSU can take game one. He went fastball at 92, behind 2-0. He picks up the strike.
I think you've got the same thing with Bradley Cooper, too, to where it's now their game for a period of time, however long that may go.
Heyman's got a dozen homers this year, and he's ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. Tyler Shellnut. That's ball 4. Would be the on-deck hitter, but the defensive changes, and now you think about maybe a pinch runner. Get a guy in a scoring position.
You know, I would assume that's a conversation. I wouldn't want Luke Heyman out of the game if this one goes another trip through the lineup.
Schiekofer is at the plate. That ball gets away, and there goes your runner into scoring position. And a mistake from Milazzo as it bounced in and out of his glove. And now a hit could win it.
You don't see that a ton from Milazzo. I mean, he's really in there for glove first, and he can really catch and throw too, but that one just popped right out. Fastball that got away, and now you may get your pinch runner.
Well, it looks like they're warming somebody up. Yep, here you go.
So they're going to take Heyman out of the game.
Derek Fabian enters the game.
Derek Fabian is in, the sophomore out of Ocala, Florida. Well, the anxiety has risen dramatically, and as a result, Johnson's now coming out to talk about how to deal with Schiekofer. Again, It's been rare, but when Florida has had a runner on, especially in scoring position, this has sort of been plan A, as the Johnson will go out and discuss the situation.
Well, you know, Schiekofer hasn't been playing a ton here the last couple days. He did start game 1, but Ty Evans came in and hit a double and a homer. So then Ty Evans has been playing since. But Schiekofer started to get the nod as they were down the stretch of the season, played in the regionals and super regionals, just 2 for 15 in the postseason. But a veteran who has had a ton of college at-bats, a transfer from Rutgers, gets a chance here in the moment of his lifetime, KP. Doesn't get any bigger than this.
No. You get 2 guys back-to-back, Schiekofer and now the freshman Michael Robertson waits on deck. Neither one of them started this game, but either one of them could end up winning it.
At Rutgers, .330 hitter and 7 homers, 27 doubles from Millburn, New Jersey. So we're set. Fabian is the runner at second base. He's the winning run. Schiekofer was a little late on that 91-mile-an-hour offering. The LSU outfield is shallow, as you would expect. They want to cut that. They have to cut that guy off at home if this one's to the outfield. 2-1.
Yeah, you're all in to throw the guy out the plate, right? So this is one of those deals where I'm actually a little surprised Kling is as deep as he is. That would be a tough position to throw somebody out from. You see Pearson a touch more shallow.
Thompson has shifted to the second base spot. Crowd comes to its feet again here in the bottom of the ninth of a 3-3 game. Schiekofer actually began his career at Maryland, played 17 games. He now finds himself on the biggest stage in baseball. 2-2. Got him! Riley Cooper does the job. They'll strand the winning run at second. Let's play extras, fellas. Why not?
I'm in.
Love it. Game 1, we are going to the 10th. 9-1-2 coming up for LSU.
Bravo!
For buying a treadmill?
You use the Quicksilver card from Capital One. It's simple, with no annual fee and unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That makes you the hero of every purchase.
Yeah.
And heroes don't take the stairs.
Is this a parachute?
What's in your wallet?
When they ask you where you get your edge, be sure to let them know.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Z. The Lexus RX. Never lose your edge.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover.
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
To challenge yourself.
So you can be all you can be.
SportsCenter's coming up next. Nicole Briscoe, Max McGee, they are glued to their seats watching this one. LSU, Florida. What are we going to watch for in game 2? What's the reaction to how this one ends? Best in the bigs. A couple of first-place teams. How about the Reds and Braves? And was Atlanta able to cool off Cincinnati? And the new digs for the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. Learning from the best. That's on SportsCenter next with Nicole and Max. Back here with Chris Budden, Kyle Peterson, Chris Burke. I'm Carl Ravitch. Scott Johnson, Scott Gustafson producing and directing this bad boy. And we are in for a fantastic finish. Cruz will bat second for LSU. It is 3-3 in game 1. And it looks like Hayden Travinski is going to step up. So Milazzo will not bat here. Travinski, who has struggled and apparently been dealing with some rib issues, injuries, is now going to come to the plate.
He's got real juice, though, Berkey.
Yes, he does.
10 home runs this year and just 96 at-bats for Travinski.
And a really cool T-shirt.
Yeah, that is after Travinski with the stash and the sunglasses. Neely is ready. So are we for the 10th. And a fastball right down the middle to get ahead 0-1. Travinski, Cruz, White due up for LSU. Travinski was playing early here in Omaha, and then Milazzo basically took the job and hasn't come out until this spot. A couple of fastballs to start him with. Oh! .6'3", 235 at the plate is Travinski out of Shreveport. That's way high.
See, they're just staying on that outside part of the plate. This is the part of the game where tie ball game, the guy's going to go deep. He's going to have to do it up him.
He certainly has the strength. You get those arms extended. You can see that bat's like a toothpick in Travinski's hands.
Oh!
5 straight fastballs. Travinski's just stood there and looked at him. First 2 in there for a strike. Now the next 3 out of the zone.
Top of the 10th inning, game 1 of this College World Series. Got him to chase. He's gone. Strikeout number 33 overall. 34, so we've set a new record.
6 fastballs in the at-bat. First 2 for strikes, next 3 for balls. 3-2 fastball comes back. That left eye just picks up the plate. There's that 4-seam spin. Stays right at the top of the zone again. We've said that a lot tonight.
Now, if you're LSU, here's who you want up. Dylan Cruz, followed by White. Cruz got hit by a pitch. He walked and then retired 3 times in a row. And that fastball right down the middle to start him off. When he thought about it and laid off.
They were trying to go in there for the first time. So 0-0 is trying to go fastball away. And then, like we saw early in this game, you crowd Cruz with the fastball and get it in there. That's probably your best chance. If it leaks out over, it's not your best chance.
A presumptive #1 pick in this year's draft. Cruz looks at a ball outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Cruz different than so many. He actually wants to hit his home runs middle and oppo. So you can't just give him a opportunity to go to his strength.
He's got power everywhere. He can wait on a ball delivered, drive it to right. Here it comes. That's a little up, 3-1, and Neely wanted that one. He either wanted it or he wanted Cruz to swing at it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he wanted the call.
Schieckhofer in right, Robertson center, Langford in left, and he will not off the bat, and that is a dangerous spot now. Cruz at first for Tommy White. Hit the walk-off against Wake Forest on the first pitch he saw from Cam Manassi, and then earlier this evening in a 3-2 game tied it up when he took Fisher to the seats in left. So if you're sitting out there in left and you're in that area, you may get another souvenir.
If you had that seat back-to-back nights, you may have 2 of them. If you had it in the elimination game 100%. On Thursday, I mean, it was almost the exact same play.
Yeah, like right there at the edge of the bullpen.
Yeah.
Just to the right of it.
Worth repeating that ridiculous number about White when Cruz is on base. His batting average, and it's not like a small sample size, but when Cruz is on first, he hits 680. 680.
Cruz has been on base 57% of the time.
Yeah.
So.
Every game this year.
Does Tommy White have another bolt in the back? A walk-off shot, a game-time shot, and now a chance to put his Tigers ahead. A walk from Neely. And a little bit like Johnny Cueto at the wild card game in Pittsburgh, dropped the ball. He just didn't start cheering about it. Here comes the first one to White. Look out! Right above his head, and that sends Cruz down to second base. Ooh, was that close? The go-ahead run now moves up 90.
Now you gotta ask yourself, are you gonna mess with him?
Yeah.
This one just got away from him right here, right at his helmet.
They were trying to go fastball in, and it just sailed. And I don't know why you go after him at this point. I think you have him marched down to first base.
Yep. Sometimes a wild pitch makes your decision-making a little easier.
It does. And certainly given how hot he's been, it makes the decision easier. But Kevin O'Sullivan's going to come on out and talk about this guy, Trey Morgan, who is as dangerous a hitter as there is.
He's checking on his visits.
Yeah. Checking how many mound visits I've had.
I think this is 6.
This will be number 6.
Yes.
So he doesn't have to take him out. That, of course, happened earlier in this World Series where he acknowledged it was a mistake on him. You go out for the 7th time, you've got to take the pitcher out of the game. So he's good here, and this was the shirt that he had made. And by the way, now everybody wants that shirt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sure got a lot more popular when they kept winning.
That's a good shot there. Him with his
Yep.
senior catcher. Coaching Neely up here in a super high pressure moment. Just pointed to the press box and gave the number 6, so I would assume that was it.
Both teams get an extra visit in extra innings.
Okay. So there you go. He's got one more.
Trey Morgan, the number 3 hitter, 300+ batting average. What a spot with 2 on. Late on that first one. You know, coming into the game, Morgan, and there was a terrific article written by Clinton Yates about Morgan earlier today. Nobody had been better in a Tiger uniform. Now White probably has moved ahead of him given the homers, but this is a guy that LSU is happy to have bat right here with 1 out. Neely's 33rd pitch. And a good one there at 89. Oh, change, and it's 0-2. As soon as his dad saw him pick up a toy when he was a little boy, he said, that kid is going to be a baseball player. 0-2, choking up. And spoils one.
Tough one to watch right here.
Cruz has got terrific speed at second base. 0-2, and that one is sky high. Changeup got him out in front of it. And they do call the infield fly rule late. And Morgan retired.
Pop's having a hard time watching after that one. Such a neat relationship between those two. There's another Morgan coming up the race. 13-year-old younger brother, yeah.
Look at the night that Dugas is having. 3 for 4. Solo homer, double, single.
Gavin Dugas is the only starter for either team that has not struck out today.
Great slider to get ahead of him.
Remember last at bat, all sliders.
Yep.
Right, so they have stuck with that pattern.
And this was Neely's first batter that he faced. Dugas hits one to center, and it's playable. Robertson is there. LSU had its chance, but back to the theme that started the night, leaving runners on base. 8-9-1 coming up when we come back, bottom 10.
Car designers can shape a piece of clay into a piece of art. So why don't they? At Nissan, things are different. They design cars that look like swords. Gladiators. The future. Or, wow. Nissan knows what thrill looks like. Because they design it into every car they make.
Strikeouts, a lot of home runs. That's this game right now, LSU and Florida. It's game 1 of the 2023 College World Series. LSU has stranded 16 base runners tonight. And that may be the toughest pill to swallow if the Gators emerge victorious.
Watch out for the bunt here to start things off.
Tommy White was thinking the exact same thing. He was about 2 or 3 steps onto the grass, and Trey Morgan was charging from first.
Michael Robertson. He tried there, and now he's in an 0-2 hole. Really, the question becomes how long can Neely and Cooper stay in this game and the dramatic impact it will have on tomorrow night's game. 0-2. And Robertson lifts this one to left center field. Cruz, excuse me, I got it, and that's one out.
Yeah, it is fascinating. The pitch counts aren't to that point yet where it starts to creep into like the rest of the series or anything like that, but both these guys look so comfortable. It's going to be interesting to see how long each skipper lets them go.
Here's Colby Halter. That's inside, and the struggles of Curlin just change things a little bit in the minds of the LSU Tigers, because you go 9, then you go generally top of the order, and Curlin has just struggled so much. Did that get him or to get the bat? He says it got him. You've got to believe Jay Johnston's going to walk out just to make sure that that was the wrist, and certainly the indication from Halter as it was.
He's selling it if it wasn't. Well, yeah, it looked like it was the bottom of the hand. What'd you think? No?
I thought it was.
So?
I thought it was.
It might have been the handle.
See if it gets any of his hand. It definitely got.
Oh, it did. It did. It got some hand.
Yeah, I don't think you can sell it that quick. You can sell it, but not immediately.
Yeah, I think there was at least.
There was something.
Yeah.
It definitely caught. I think it caught some of the.
Right. Yep. Correct.
Of the knob too.
Challenged by LSU.
Yep. You and I.
Yep. The field, if hit by pitch, is being challenged by LSU. The play is under review.
You can see the forearm ripple a little bit right there, where you can tell that ball made impact with some flesh. Like you said, KP, there was an instantaneous reaction.
This one should not take too long, as we are watching the rematch of the 2017 World Series Finals. Florida beat LSU in 2 games, but this is really the first time they are This is the first time they are meeting this year, which is a bit of a quirk in the schedule. And LSU having a complete flashback because they beat Oregon State. They had to beat them twice, the #1 overall seed, like they did Wake Forest this year. They've used and leaned on that guy, the first base coach, a lot. He's got experience here. He's got experience against this team. And here's the review call.
After review, the ruling on the field if hit by pitch is confirmed. With the first base, LSU is charged with 1 challenge.
Let's go, Kay. Let's go, Kay.
Gavin Guidry is up. Cooper looks over his shoulder. And the LSU pen. And Cade Curlin, the freshman, steps in. He flew out to center, walked and scored, and grounded out and struck out. And that kind of night and that kind of College World Series. 0-1. 0-2.
The level of execution is just incredible. First pitch changeup right on the edge. Nasty slider to now go 0-2. Cooper just keeps making pitches.
Wyatt Langford is on deck. Misses badly. If you're just tuning in, Ty Floyd started this game for the LSU Tigers. He went 8 innings and struck out 17 batters. Right back at you off the glove, and now you may have an issue. Cooper gets it, fires, not in time. Curlin reaches as it went off the glove of Cooper, and the Gators have 2 on and 1 out with Wyatt Langford coming up.
Well, that might have been an inning double play.
Yeah.
It goes from maybe walking off the field to now you got your hands full.
What do you do if you're Jay Johnson here? Let him go?
Yeah, I think he will.
Think about Guidry here.
Cooper's been so good for you here.
What a spot for Florida with 2 on and Langford up. First pitch and he popped it up. Langford's been their best hitter. He is a top 5 Major League Baseball draft pick coming up. He enters the night with a .363 batting average, 19 homers, 71 runs batted in. 1 more will give Florida the lead in this College World Series. And that ball is ripped to left field. It is caught out there in left field by Pearson. They throw back. What a play by Pearson. They don't get the double play. Off the bat, it looked like it was over his head, and he was there to make the play.
If it has any backspin, it is on the concourse again, because this was hit right on the screws, Berkey, but just enough topspin, and it gave Pearson enough time to run under.
112 miles an hour off the bat. And Josh Pearson climbs the ladder to take away the look at that catch. How about the athleticism? And man, you're in that fine line. You got to be able to throw him out the plate, but you can't be so shallow that a ball gets over your head. And 112 mile an hour out. And Josh Pearson maybe just saved the game.
We've seen Robertson do it for Florida, and now tonight we see Pearson do it. Wow. Jack Caglione has not looked great at the plate, but he is also as big a threat as there is in the college game. Breaking pitch in there, strike 1. Colby Halter at second, the winning run. Caglione popped up and playable. He slams his bat down. Morgan is called off. And Florida, like LSU, cannot bring the runner in. Jack Caglione had a double to lead this game off, his first at bat. Since then, very little and a lot of frustration.
Somebody gotta strike a match, break the ice by the first round.
Tony, let's go out to dinner.
I'm in. I love my new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go.
Maybe we should just stay in.
Easy to take off, too. You don't even have to bend over.
Wait, let's go someplace fancy.
They also come in Max Cushioning for ultimate comfort. Try new Max Cushioning hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
Oh, Booking.com. I'm going to somewhere, anywhere. A beach house, a tree house. Honestly, I don't care.
Find the perfect vacation rental for you. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Back in the day, sneaker drops meant getting online to wait in line. Now, with Xfinity Mobile, we get the fastest mobile service and can get the freshest kicks ASAP.
I got this.
Get the best price for 2 lines of unlimited when you switch to Xfinity Mobile for $30 a line per month.
Hey, shout out, little sis. They grow up so fast. I'm a fan.
From Xfinity, home of the Xfinity 10G network.
3-3 in the top of the 11th here at Omaha. What else would you expect? And we got more extra inning drama. Wyatt Langford with the swing of the day is what it looked like off the bat. 112 miles an hour, but Josh Pearson with a perfect read and then the athleticism to finish it off. Played from a position standpoint just deep enough to be able to make a play like that and a ball that was going to short hop the wall. And yep, you're going to beat the helmet rack up after that, because that one could have easily been a walk-off winner. I've had a few fights with helmet racks.
Sure, yeah.
It happens.
It's usually one winner in that.
All right, well, we'll start with another guy very capable of hitting the ball over the wall, and that is Cade Beloso. He's got a couple of hits tonight. They have stayed away from him, but to lead off the inning, Neely will be dealing. Top of the 11th, 3-3 game 1 of the World Series. Chase the first one. Right in his wheelhouse, and Beloso, big time home run to put the Tigers on top. A belly bomb and a no-doubter, and the Tigers lead it 4-3. Berkey, that ball was on a tee.
Just enjoyed a moment, Cade Beloso, and belly bomb for the Tiger slugger, and he went into his slow stroll right about there. That's a senior just taking his time and enjoying the moment. It doesn't get much better than that. The Tigers up 1 here in extras.
He wasn't sure if he was going to come back and play. Wasn't sure if he was going to continue playing. Jay Johnson had a long discussion with he and his father, and I think they're all happy he did.
Have yourself a NCAA tournament and live in the moment, and that is beautiful.
I mean, just slow it down and take it in.
He just said, I can't breathe. And it wasn't because he was running so hard either.
No.
Here's Thompson. Slider for a strike. So Neely, the closer for Florida, has now thrown 41 pitches. Right back to him. And the underhand flip for the second out.
How about those two seniors right there? Dugas and Beloso, both gone deep in this one.
They make a big deal out of transfer portals and all that. It is nice, though, when a couple of the guys that have been there through the entire time can deliver on this stage.
Lifers.
Exactly. People whose dreams when they were young were to do one thing, and that was to play for LSU. Veloso, a single, an intentional walk to stay away from him, which was smart. Then he punched out twice, and now he goes yard to put him up.
Oh, it's the beauty of this event because, I mean, we're talking about the guys that are going to go in the first round this year and 3 finalists for the Golden Spikes tomorrow. He may never play organized baseball again after this weekend.
P.T. Riot.
This is probably it
Yeah.
for 2 guys that have had a massive impact on this game.
Pearson made the defensive play of the game. I mean, think about what happened. That's over his head. It's over.
That's it.
He makes the catch. And, oh, behold, they come back in the next half and hit a homer. I don't know what the ability Neely would have. He's got a great starter going tomorrow night. If it stays this way and they end up winning, you're closer.
Probably down tomorrow.
Eliminated tomorrow.
Yeah, he's probably down tomorrow, but would be hot again Monday.
Yeah.
But it makes the loss that much tougher to take.
Yeah. If it's a loss. Not a loss yet. I think the other thing that it does do is if LSU hangs on and wins, and then Florida wins, the schemes thing becomes a thing on Monday night.
There's a whole lot of things on Monday night.
It becomes a thing.
Yeah, you get Caglione out there, if, when, with schemes.
Yep. A really well-played baseball game, too. 7 runs, 17 hits, terrific pitching. Here's the 3-2, and that's inside. That's the ball. Pearson is walked, and here comes Travinsky again. Things could change in a hurry here if Travinsky gets those arms extended. LSU has struck out 18 times and left 16 men on base and are leading by a run in the 11th. 2-0.
Not supposed to go like that.
No.
Right? Felt like they were going to really regret their inability to come up with that big hit early, but Pearson's catch and Veloso's swing of the bat might erase it all.
Travinsky chased up. 2-1. Florida will have 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom of the 11th inning.
Maybe starting to tire. Nobody warned and the Florida bullpen with crews on deck.
Nobody standing up.
No.
One pitch, Travinsky, and that ball is drilled to left center. It looks like the park will hold it, and it does. They will not have to face Cruz, but they did have to deal with that guy, number 24, Cade Veloso. Blasts off again. And a view from the dugout shows the reaction. What a moment. And the Tigers need 3 outs to go up 1-0 in the College World Series.
They gotta dig down deep. Mean what they say what they mean, yeah, the way I see. Might as well be me.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself,
to realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
I think this is it, guys.
When the Martins booked their Verbo vacation home, they really weren't looking for much. A patch of grass for Bruno, a pool for first-timers,
Don't worry, I've got you.
and time with each other. And when they needed support, someone was right there.
I got you.
Because what's unique about a Verbo is you can reach a real person in about a minute.
Robertson's back and makes the catch! That's it, the new SEC single-season record.
Don't you know, baby, I was born for this.
Did he get it? Yes, he did! Tommy Tanks walks it off!
Don't you know, baby, I was born for this.
Tommy Tanks special. How about the Bayou Bambino here? A belly bomb from Cade Beloso. Has been a star for LSU, and they have a lead as we begin the bottom of the 11th. Tigers seeking its second straight 11-inning win. It will not be easy. Josh Rivera, Riopel due up to start it. Good pitch by Cooper. 0-2. How huge has Riley Cooper been for this team?
This whole run. 3 saves already, trying to hold on for the win.
Woo! How about that pen? Look at that number. 15 2/3. They haven't allowed a run. 15 2/3.
That's insane. And if you followed LSU all year long, there was a moment in May where nobody would have believed that.
Yeah. Johnson even acknowledged it. I knew we had the arms. We weren't sure exactly how to use them and where they belonged.
It's a great take.
It really is. Full count leadoff hitter Rivera. Riopel on deck has already gone yard once tonight. And this one is to right field. It sends the right fielder backward short of the track, and that catch made by Kling, 1 down. Three home runs for the LSU Tigers. White, Dugas, and Beloso. 1 for the Gators. And it was hit by this guy.
Well, 2 of the best 3 home run hitting teams in the country, 2 of the top 6 home run hitting teams in the history of the Southeastern Conference, and now they both have 8 here in Omaha. And no surprise, the long ball has been the story of this game offensively.
Imagine if they can land this plane for Ty Floyd. Good pitch, 0-2. Starter gave you 8 and struck out 17. Almost hit him. One out away as Cooper gets Riopel. Riley Cooper, man, has been a revelation. They entered the NCAA tournament, this bullpen, with an ERA of 5.38. In the College World Series, it is literally disappearing below 1. It's going away. Now Fabian. strike. They play in front of, what, 12,000 at Alex Box?
Yep.
They got double that here tonight, and it certainly feels like a home game. You look around at the purple haze in the stands. 1 ball, 1 strike. Called strike 2. Wow, high and away. He gets the call. Strike 3, that's it. The Tigers will win game 1 behind Floyd, Cooper, and a Beloso blast. 4-3 is the final. Three innings of work from Riley Cooper. 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. The LSU pitchers tonight, Floyd and Cooper, strike out 20 Gators.
20. We had to go at 11 to figure it out. Gabe Beloso just turned himself into an LSU legend tonight. So did Ty Floyd.
And that guy already was one. Tommy White.
Well, it's just a team that feels like they got just something special about them. #1 preseason. They held up under that weight almost all year, faltered just a touch down the stretch, but they have regained it all back and now are 1 win away from LSU's 7th national championship.
It just keeps getting better.
It does. It really does.
Just
the series itself
getting better, and I didn't know that it could.
Well, Fabian was caught looking here as Cooper sailed one right down the middle. And while the prior one may not have been a strike, that one certainly was.
Yep. And Riley Cooper now has a win and 3 saves in this College World Series.
As valuable as any player that they have.
Absolutely.
And that's saying something with that man looking on. But I mean, what can you say about what he's given them?
It's been remarkable because that position is such an important position. Got to have somebody when that bullpen door opens. You have great faith that we're going to walk off a winner. And he has certainly been that here as of late. Multiple heroes tonight, but a man, I mean, they said, can you overshadow a 17 strikeout performance by a starter? That's crazy.
No, but I think it's just pick a hero tonight because there were a bunch of them.
KB, go ahead.
Kay, take me into that at-bat against Neely. What were you looking for?
Yeah, I knew the previous at-bat, and he got me on 3 straight heaters, and, you know, I figured they were kind of going to go back to that. After the first swing, you know, swung at one out of the zone, so I kind of knew it was coming again. But, you know, I want to say one thing about Brandon Neely. That guy is unbelievable. You know, he's one of the best pitchers in the country. He's fantastic.
Another guy that was unbelievable tonight was Ty Floyd. You just gave him a hug. 17 strikeouts. What did he give this team today?
He gave us a chance to win. I mean, that was unbelievable what Ty Floyd just did. And that's going to be talked about for years to come, no doubt. Ty Floyd's unbelievable. One of the greatest humans in the world, and, you know, he happens to be damn good at baseball, too.
As they play calling Baton Rouge in here, a kid from Louisiana, can you describe for me what a win tomorrow night would mean to that state and this fan base?
I get goosebumps every time this song plays. I mean, this university, sorry, it means so much to me and you know, our teammates, and I just love this place so much. And, you know, I mean, a win tomorrow night would mean everything to us, you know. I just love LSU so much, and I love my teammates so much.
Congratulations, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Tell you what, these guys are teaching us a lot about playing baseball. How about the sportsmanship?
Yep.
Reaching out to Neely, Manasseh the other night after giving up the homer to Tommy White. We are seeing a lot of it. It is hard to beat the greatest show on dirt, and they have been great. What a game. What a game tomorrow night. LSU's got a chance to win their first title since 2009. That'll do it for us, for Kyle Peterson, Chris Burke, Chris Budden, the Scotts, Johnston, and Gustafson, and our entire crew. I'm Carl Ravitch. Thanks so much for watching. LSU 4, Florida 3. It's 1-zip. Here's SportsCenter.